Klubnik. He'll get the start here tonight. It's his 16th career start, and away we go with the Mountaineers and the Tigers. There'll be no return from Haynes. And here comes the product of Westlake High School in Austin, Texas, who, Tom, is 10-5 as a starter, 2 games with 300 or more passing yards in his career, 3 games with 3 or more touchdowns, and what a lineage he brought to Clemson of the Chaps.
Look at those names, and that is one of the most notable high schools, not just in the state of Texas, but all across America, especially when it comes to the production of quarterbacks and a high level of play that move on to the college level. Now Cade Klubnik, he's got to take his game to the next level. He's got to take charge of this Clemson offense, take what the defense gives him, throw darts, and anticipate tonight.
Slot to the left. Bryant Wesco Jr. starts, the true freshman from Texas, at one of the receiving spots. And this is a throw here to the near side, and tripped up is Tyler Brown. Mountaineers in run pursuit. Jordan Favors, the safety, makes a terrific play for App.
Jordan Favors leverages the football really well there. One of the most difficult things to do in college football right now is tackle in space. And you've got the opportunity, if that slipped, that's another 7 to 8 yards of offense for Clemson. Terrific tackle defensively by App.
That's Brown in motion. Give is going to be to Mafa, trying to get to the left side. The Mountaineers close the door quickly. Kyle Arnholt, who led them in tackles last week in the win against East Tennessee State, the first guy in the black hat to reach Phil Mafah.
Arnholt makes the tackle, but number 11, Avarian Cole, sets the tackle up by forcing the ball back to the inside into the linebacker crew. And a 3rd and long to start the game here for Clemson.
Clemson was 4 of 13 on 3rd down last week in Atlanta. They were 40% a year ago, 5th best in the ACC. Mountaineers held East Tennessee State to just 3 of 13. Klubnik zips it down the field. Wesco in stride, and the Tigers are on the board. "76 yards, Cade Klubnik's longest pass as a Tiger to the freshman Bryant Wesco. Point after is perfect. 7-0 on the 3rd snap of the game, Tom.
Well, this is what this offense has needed. This is what these Clemson fans have been clamoring for. The highly touted freshman in Bryant Wesco. He's at the top of your screen, and you're going to see him up in here, right there, and they're going to throw essentially what ends up being a bend seam route. And I talked about anticipation, and I talked about decisiveness. That's what we got from Cade Klubnik right there. He gets back, he gets set, the ball's out. There is no second guessing. And man, oh man.
Robert Gunn III will kick it away for the Tigers. Here's Roberts. He's going to play from the 3. Back to the 15, 20, 25, and forward to about the 28-yard line. And here is Appalachian State's quarterback, and this is Tom, maybe one of the more underrated guys nationally.
I think he really is, and I've had an opportunity to call a couple of his games out of Freedom High School in Antioch, California. Attended the junior college ranks at Diablo Valley Community College. And when he arrived at App State, he just was kind of behind the curve and didn't win the job outright, but it wasn't because of talent. He just wasn't ready yet. And then he's taken the reins, and I'll tell you, he's a riverboat gambler. He'll take some risk with the football, but he'll make some outstanding throws as well.
Shotgun situation. Aguilar gets it out of his hands, and it's almost intercepted. Shelton Lewis, who wears the number 2 jersey that Nate Wiggins sported a year ago, Tom, almost pulled the Wiggins.
Oh, absolutely. And I think there was a miscommunication with Cade Robinson there when you look at the depth of the route and where Joey Aguilar actually threw the football. Got to get on the same page there. Very fortunate Joey Aguilar didn't have to turn into a tackler right there.
Second down and 10. Give and nothing here. Kanye Roberts got turned back. Pack of Tigers. Looked like Peyton Page, 55, was one of the first guys there for Clemson. Loss of 2 on the play, and now all of a sudden Appalachians got themselves third and more than the necessary 10.
Well, it is not an overstatement to say that Clemson has at least 2, if not 3, first-round draft choices at some point in the future, all within their defensive front 4, and that's not even considering their 2 and 3 deep. This is the strength of this roster. They have a handful to deal with if you're App State in the offensive front.
Clemson held Georgia to just 4 of 11 on third down last week. Tigers bringing pressure. There's the throw, inside catch. That's Caden Robinson. He's got the first down across the 40 to the 43. Aguilar has 2, maybe 3 really talented receivers. Robinson being one, Christian Horn the other, and then Dalton Stroman. They welcome back to the lineup tonight, Lukes.
Well, now they're back on the same page here. Just reference with Caden Robinson. I think we're not on the same page on that first down attempt, and you make the tackle right there if you're number 2 Shelton Lewis, and App State's punting. So again, tackling in the open field, a big challenge in college football.
17-yard throw for the first down. Aguilar looping it downfield, looking, and that's Robinson again, the intended receiver. Good coverage by Lewis. Clemson's got a really interesting team defensively. They are, I mean, so good and so notarized for who they are in the front 7.
Sure.
The unknown is the secondary, Tom, and I heard a lot about that leading into last week, and yet, you know, sure, there were busted plays and missed assignments and things like that, but Shelton Lewis is a guy who's played some football for him.
Yeah, he's played a lot of football for him, and you know, guys like Jaden Lucas and R.J. Mickens and Avion Terrell, good players, good athletes, don't have a lot of starts under their belt, so they're still feeling their way a little bit in the back end.
Second and 10, play fake from Aguilar, pressure coming. Giving process and throws and threw it into traffic, quite frankly. It was toward Christian Horn. Broken up on the play, Avion Terrell, younger brother of the former Tiger, A.J. Terrell. So now all of a sudden it's third and the full 10 again.
Yeah, and this is where I stated that Joey Aguilar can be risky with the football. This is an unnecessary throw. Get rid of the ball, but get rid of it into the 7th row, because you don't want that coming back on you. And now next thing you know, you're throwing a pick 6.
Spoken as if it happened.
It's happened.
Castle, the running back, in there to block. Quick throw and overshoots Wilson, the tight end, does Aguilar. Third and 10, so after allowing the 17-yard catch on the first third down, Clemson shuts the door 3 snaps later.
Yep, shuts the door, but from a field position perspective, if you can get a good punt off here in your App State, you put your defense on an awfully long field, and when you're on the road with this crowd, you want to give your defense room to work.
All right, now keep an eye on this. 2 returners. Antonio Williams to the near side, Cole Turner to the far side as we look at it for the Tigers. And here is Mitchell Lake to punt it away, I believe. Lake drives it, and this is Williams at the 16. And whoa, flipped over. What a terrific cover play by Jordan Favors of the Mountaineers. So 7-0 Clemson, 47-yard punt, and Cade Klubnik back to work after a touchdown pass to Bryant Wesco got a start.
The new 12-team college playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
All right, are we in week 2, Luke? I think we're in week 2. Is that right?
We are in week 2.
So I'm not ready to declare anybody in or anybody out in week 2. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
All right. First down throw, Briningstool. Terrific play last week for Jake Briningstool. Big first down there.
He did not make that throw last week. As we came on air and we showed some of the gimmies, the ones that were right in front of him, and he wouldn't throw it. Plays exactly like that. It's right there. Take it. Let your targets do the rest.
Yep.
You're going to end up looking good at the end of the day.
Tell you what, tight end is a position of strength in the Atlantic Coast Conference, by the way.
No question.
Briningstool near the top of the list. Look at this little double pump, and right back to number 9 it goes. And tell you what I like about Briningstool. Not only is he athletic as all get out, right? He seeks contact.
He's like a power forward, right?
Yeah.
And he's got long arms. He's all of 6'6". He's an absolute mismatch problem. Whatever personnel you have on defense, line him up against a safety. Line him up against your weak side nickel linebacker. He will take care of business using that length.
Look at that. 77 targets last year, 3rd among tight ends in FBS. And there's another 2nd and 4 run for a first down. Phil Mafah. And here's Garrett Riley, who, by the way, thoroughly enjoyed our visit with him yesterday. After all the stuff that went on last Saturday, fairly calm, pretty matter-of-fact about it. Here's 2nd catch of the night for Wesco. Tackle made by Marcus Clark, the linebacker. I thought Garrett Riley was really insightful about the entirety of his offense and what he was expecting tonight. And yes, he told us number 12 in the orange was going to be a factor. Little did we know it'd be on the 3rd snap.
Listen, the bottom line is they've given everybody an opportunity to produce here at the wide receiver position. And now it's time for some younger guys to have their chance if the guys in front of them are not going to produce.
Klubnik fakes the throw to Mafa. Look at here. Another deep shot. That's 12 running the flag route. Caught at the 1. He's tackled. Oh, my goodness. Tom, they're going to start printing the 12 jerseys in this town, I can tell you that.
We'll start seeing a lot of toddlers in the offseason wearing number 12.
52 to Wesco there. He's got 128 on 2 big catches. Here's Klubnik, the keeper, and the Clemson touchdown. He's thrown for 1 and now run for 1. That's Cade Klubnik.
You talk about a difference in confidence and belief. Wow. Take a look right here. You're going to have one-on-one right there at the top of your screen. Our telestrator's giving us a little problems here tonight. There we go. And we're going to get the post route right there, right over the top of the safety. And the safety's caught flat-footed because he's looking over to the right with the pump fake, and off we go.
Point after good. You see the 6-play, 84-yard drive in 2:16. And Clemson has caught fire here in their first 9 snaps.
And look at the focus on the over-shoulder ball. I mean, it's not awful coverage, but the throw's got to be perfect. Well, the right arm there of Trenton Allen Wow gets in over the top and deflects it. Now you got the quarterback keep off of the zone read, makes somebody miss, and Cade Klubnik, happiest man in this building right now.
My goodness.
Something tells me there's a lot of grouchy Tigers in Clemson, South Carolina this week.
Yep. Short kick, Roberts will wait again. And from the 5, here's Kanye Roberts working to the right side. And he'll finish across the 20 at the 23. Tom, Dana, yesterday we spent 45 minutes with Dabo Swinney. Dana, the thing I keep coming back to is the optimism that was prevailing in the Tiger program yesterday started with the head football coach.
It did. It was exuding positivity, and he told us it's not every day you get to play an opponent like Georgia free of charge. That's an opportunity to expose some weaknesses in week 1, but he said it was all self-inflicted wounds. The effort, the physicality was there. That's something you can't teach, Tom.
Yeah, you're right, Dana, and that's not taking anything away from Georgia in any way, shape, or form.
Inside run. Castle fighting across the 25, Lutz.
Yeah, I think to Dana's point, when you have a game like that and you go back and watch the tape, you're really looking for, okay, did we have a lack of effort? All right, were we not physical enough? Did we not have enough toughness? And none of those things revealed themselves.
Right.
But technique and discipline and the little things that make a big difference at the end of the day, they did reveal themselves, and mostly in the second half.
Castle will stay in the ball game with Aguilar. And whistles blow here. We get early start, marker down. Stuart Mullins, ladies and gentlemen, is the referee tonight, as assigned by the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Prior to the snap, full start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Thomas Schrader, guilty of the false start.
Well, it's a killer penalty because you're just fine at 2nd and 5. And now you back yourself up, and it's a different set of circumstances. Got that student crowd right behind you, and getting loud down there for the Mountaineers.
What do you think old Dabo's writing on that chart? I think 12 is good. 12 is, I think we like 12. Second down. Fake the handoff to Castle. Inside route, and in traffic, Robinson had it stripped out of there by Koval. Here's another guy, Tom. Sherrod Koval played a little football.
Yep.
Wasn't a brand name in the Tiger secondary, but now's his chance as well.
This is actually a really good throw. Could have maybe gone out another 6 inches in front of Robinson, but Koval just makes the play with the left arm swipe. And now, again, down in distance, plaguing App State.
3rd and the full 10 for the Mountaineers. Aguilar, another quick throw, and bangs in and out of the hands of Dalton Stroman. Avion Terrell, sophomore from Atlanta's Westlake High School, right there in coverage.
Well, this team is playing with a lot of confidence right now. They've got the energy from the crowd. Home field advantage kicking right now. And I think what the quarterback and Cade Klubnik has done in those first 2 drives has spilled right over to the defensive side of the football.
This guy's got to ask his defense now to hold on, doesn't he?
No question. The head coach, Sean Clark, one of the better football coaches in the country, on their heels here a little bit.
Yep. 3 and out. Here's the punt. It's a good one from Mitchell Lake. Backing up is Williams. Antonio 25, ran into his own man at the 27. So that's where Clemson's going to start. 57-yard punt from Lake, which, by the way, equals his best from a season ago. And we got a marker here, a penalty flag. So it's back down at Appalachian's 38-yard line.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 16. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
That'll take us to break. Miles Oliver on the punt return unit, guilty of the hold. 14-0 Tigers. First quarter action continues. Got another triple header for you next Saturday on ACC Network. 3 scoops. We'll start in Raleigh. NC State welcomes Louisiana Tech to Carter Finley at high noon. Then down to Coral Gables, Miami. Ball State at 3:30. Fighting David Letterman's in town. And then Maryland, Virginia. And we'll be on the grounds next Saturday night at Scott Stadium for the Terps and the Cavaliers. But Bryant Wesco, the story early, Tom.
Yeah, look at what a smooth strider he is. Watch him accelerate and track the football. And from that point on, it's turn on the Jets time. This is a really, really good throw over the top. And they're protecting Cade Klubnik really well. He's feeling the pocket nicely. He's showing some patience. Been supremely accurate so far in the first quarter.
Here's another throw. This one to the near side. And that's TJ Moore. Number 92 on the ESPN 300 last year was TJ Moore, the freshman from Key West, Florida, with his second collegiate catch.
Yeah, these are the 2 guys. Now, Wesco is involved in spring football. You take a look at my look back here on his recruiting profile. Number 7 wide receiver in the entire class. Number 28 overall in the ESPN 300. Obviously putting on a show here tonight. TJ Moore, his teammate, just caught that pass on the sideline. Another high-profile guy. He just came in a little later in the process.
So second down, and Mafa going to be just shy after they spot the football at the 22. So you guys had Moore in the top 100. Wesco top 25, right?
Top 25, yep.
Yeah. And here now is 3rd and about a yard for Klubnik and the Tigers. Briningstool in motion, handed to Mafa. Bends it back to the left side, and here goes Phil Mafah. 40, 50. Can Mafa take it to the house? 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Clemson. How about you, Phil Mafah? And he strided out about the last 25, Lukes.
What a freight train, huh? Holy smokes. It's like a pinball in there. Bing, 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 and then turned on the wheels.
Hoosier point is good. And now it is a 3-touchdown advantage here in the first quarter.
See the motion come along. This is just split zone. And Phil Mafah navigating traffic, keeping his eyes up. Look at the strong lower body on him. It's just so difficult to get him off balance if you're going to take body shots that are going to be above the waist.
83-yard run for Mafa. And Clemson's on the board again in 70 seconds. That was a 3rd and 1 play, by the way.
This has not been a complex game plan. This has been 2 isolated routes, a quarterback keep off the zone read, and 1 split zone play that have amassed 21 points here in half a quarter.
Kick toward Roberts, and Appalachian will play from its 25-yard line. And now we got flags down. Post scrimmage. Clemson is averaging 20.9 yards per play, Tom.
That's good, right?
Last week it was 3.6 against
Yeah.
Georgia. Here's the drive chart. Look at this. 12 plays, 3 touchdowns. The first one was 76 yards. A 50-yard and change pass set up the second score.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team, number 86. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
Tight end Kanan Hamlet and Sean Clark getting the full breakdown. And then the last was the 83-yard run by Phil Mafah.
Well, this is where you get frustrated as a football team, as a coaching staff, because now you have an unnecessary, silly penalty that backs you up even more, completely unnecessary, and you're just compounding the problem. It's in the middle of your screen right there. Some extracurriculars.
Oh, yeah. Almost took out your own player.
Yeah.
Running back is Haywood this time. Into the stack, and he'll lose at least 1. Tigers getting in there quick. Cade Klubnik, the defensive end, sniffing things out.
Well, how about Stefylan Green, number 90? He's just a freshman.
Oh, yeah.
Right, he's listed at 3, number 3 in their depth chart, behind a bunch of future NFL players. He's going to be a really special kid at the defensive tackle position.
They got a true freshman playing here at the corner on the near side, and that's Ashton Hampton. They're going to throw in Hampton's area. Catch is made. That's Christian Horn, but Hampton, young man from Tallahassee, makes the tackle. 23 in the orange hat is Hampton, who played 43 high school games, Tom, had 10 tackles for loss and 6 picks at University High in Tallahassee.
Well, 6'2", 200-pound corners aren't growing on trees, and everybody's looking for length on the perimeter on defense, particularly on the outside. Clemson's got it.
11 yards and a first down. Aguilar. Now they try to throw the little bubble route to Louisville transfer William Foles. Juggled incomplete.
You know, this is the type of start I think Dabo Sweeney really wanted to have. So guys like Ashton Hampton, guys like Stefylan Green, true freshmen that they're going to need in week 9, 10, 11, 12, and get those kids in the mix, get them playing in a big environment, a big atmosphere.
Roberts has come back in as the Mountaineers go to pistol here. That's Eli Wilson in motion. And here is Aguilar ripping it. And that is caught. Heck of a grab. That's Horn again. That'll be a first down out at the 37-yard line with Avion Terrell in coverage. Okay, Coach Luganville, watch this.
You talk about ripping it. And this ball is thrown in the only place that it can be completed. Low and to the outside, away from the defender. Does you see Avion Terrell? He tries to jump over and make a play. Boy, was that a much-needed first down for App State.
37-yard line. Roberts trying to come here to the near side. That's going nowhere. Tigers get Wade Woodaz in hot pursuit. He led Clemson with 8 tackles last week. That was a career high for the young man from Tampa. Terrific pursuit here.
Really good pursuit, getting over the top, stretching the play to the sideline. And the thing about Clemson is if you meet the ball at or beyond the line of scrimmage, you have so much team speed behind you that you're going to have all of your help coming from the inside out.
29th career game tonight for Woodaz. 44 career tackles. That's his 13.5 tackle for loss, Tom, in his career.
Playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Second down. Aguilar again from the pocket and off the hands of Robinson. Khalil Barnes in coverage. Freshman All-America a season ago was the Tigers' number 7.
You know, in this environment, on the road as the underdog, you can't miss that. You cannot drop that pass. You have to have that throw right there to give you so many more options on third down. Now you find yourself in 3rd and 13.
Aguilar stacks 2 to either side. He's 3 of his first 11. Back here for Horn and offline against Terrell. Avion right there in the pocket of Christian Horn. And after 7 plays, Mountaineers are going to punt.
That was a really good series for the defensive back end for Clemson. All over these App State targets. And Clemson set to get the ball again.
So here is the Aussie, Mitchell Lake. I know you'll be stunned to hear he's another one of these Pro Kick Australia guys, Luke. He is from Brisbane. Last year he had 6 punts of 50 or more. He's already had 1 tonight. This is wobbly, headed to the far side. That's where Antonio Williams will catch it, and shoot top tackle gets Williams to the turf right around the 31-yard line. Clemson will have it for the 4th time, and they're hoping that the first 3 prove true. 21-0 Tigers. Well, Sean Clark's been on the upset train before in games like this against ranked teams. And this is not the deficit that he and the Mountaineers were looking for. Clemson's offensive explosion with defensive prowess mixed in has been a tough start for the boys from Boone here. Jay Haynes is coming to game to join Klubnik, who throws to Briningstool on the first snap. Pick up about 3 or 4. Avarian Cole makes the stop for the Mountaineers. I will say this about the 49-year-old Sean Clark. Not a nicer head football coach will you meet in the FBS, and a guy who understands how the landscape now works for his club and his conference and the G5 and all the things that go into the bigger picture of college football.
There's no doubt about it. He is a fine football coach and an even better man.
Yep. There's the give, and that's Haynes, freshman from Roanoke, Alabama. Jason Chambers makes the tackle on him, Dana.
He has to spend time around Sean Clark, like you're saying, Wes, and he has this positive posture almost 99% of the time, but I've been spending some time on the App State sidelines. He looks like a defeated man, the wind out of his sails.
Well, this is a tough night right here, and it started early. TJ Moore the catch there for the first down, or second down rather.
Well, nothing frustrates you more than when you're on defense and you just give it to them. You don't make them earn it,
right.
And the ball's going over the top of your head. Coaches can live with a methodical drive where they're at least making the opponent earn it, but that hasn't been the case here for App State on defense.
Yep. Mountaineers came in here winners of 7 of their last 8. Here's a little reverse, and Cole Turner trying to sweep around the far side. He's got the first down. Appalachian territory to the 41-yard line. Goes Turner. Cole another stop from that star position. 12-yard run. Cole Turner, who only played in his 6th collegiate game last Saturday in Atlanta. There's another throw, and oh my, look what Briningstool found. And another Tiger touchdown. Briningstool caught it, I think, on his right hip here, Lutz.
He catches it on his right hip, and then he bobbles it as well. These Clemson fans are loving this.
Yep. 4 possessions. Klubnik has thrown for 2, run for 1. And this time Briningstool on the back end. 33 yards.
We'll take a look at this. Number 4, Miles Farmer, the safety. For whatever reason, I don't know what he does here. He kind of stutters and stops. And I think he could have jumped at that football. He was just so out of position. And Briningstool able to, despite the double catch, haul it in.
28-0 in the first period. Klubnik is 10 for 10, 204 and 2 scores. Passing, and he's added one on the ground himself.
Take a look at, so they're gonna fake the quick screen, and I'm not so sure if 4 even sees that the ball's in the air yet. He's in position. If he continues to close, was really strange in terms of how he looked at that from his safety spot. And that was a tight window for Cade Klubnik to throw that football into.
Clemson's got 320 yards of offense, Luke's. How about that? Just an explosion by Dabo Swinney's team here tonight. Return on the kick by Roberts. Appalachian State will play from its 25-yard line. The Mountaineers have seen Clemson set it off here in quarter 1 tonight. 10 for 10, Lukes.
It's not just the 10 for 10. It's his style of play. He's done everything tonight that he did not do a week ago. When the ball's right there and the target's open, boom, take it. Get the ball out of your hand. He's thrown the deep ball extremely well. But it's been, you know, I question the decisiveness, the anticipatory traits off of last week, and he's been the exact opposite here tonight.
Aguilar first down throw. That's the catch by the tight end, Eli Wilson. He'll stretch out to the 32, pick up a 7. The freshman from Commerce, Georgia, Sammy Brown on the tackle.
He's going to be a great player. This is one of the top 15 overall players in the ESPN 300 in this last class. Getting settled in at middle linebacker, played running back, tight end, jack of all trades in high school, but what a great football player he's going to be at linebacker.
TJ Parker, who now wears number 3 at that defensive end spot, makes the tackle on Kanye Roberts. So 3rd down and 4 facing the Mountaineers, who are averaging under 3 yards of play here.
Well, and I think they knew coming in it was going to be tough sledding to try to just line up and run the football at this Clemson front. But so far, App State's had some moments in the passing game where they've protected Aguilar well, and they've just had some misfires in the passing game.
3rd down and 4 for Aguilar. Batted in the air and incomplete. Barrett Carter, flag thrown now, post scrimmage here, 2-3 flags thrown. So hang on here. We got guys about 15 yards from the snap, 10 yards at least, huddling up. Let's see what Stuart Mullins and his crew have found.
Like some of the big boys were getting into it downfield.
Yeah, Markel Samuel, the big left tackle of the Mountaineers, was one guy. Was he tangling with Peter Woods?
I wouldn't advise that.
No. There are a lot of things that I could tell you would be good to do, free or otherwise. Tangling with Peter Woods would not be one of them.
No.
So here's referee Mullins.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 72. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 4th down.
So Mitchell Lake gets backed up here. And that was Markel Samuel from E.E. Smith in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Just a stupid, silly penalty once again. That's twice now App State has done that. And in both instances, they've now backed themselves up an extra 15 yards, which is now going to impact the field position as we see Antonio Williams lining up at midfield to retrieve this punt.
90 seconds to go, first period. Not a good punt by Lake. Clemson's going to get it in plus territory. That ball bounced out of bounds right around the App State 42-43 yard line. So Tigers will get a plus territory possession here in the final seconds of this first quarter. Don't forget, women's sports take over every Sunday afternoon on ACC Network. Field hockey gets us started tomorrow at noon. Ohio State and Syracuse, both nationally ranked. Then we'll pivot to soccer. 1:30 from South Bend, Indiana, Marquette and number 9 Notre Dame. Right here on ACC Network, always streaming live for you on the ESPN app. Folks in South Bend will be hoping for a better outcome, Tom, on that side after today.
You got that right.
Oh boy.
Wow.
One of the early upsets in college football belonging to Northern Illinois. Little flea flicker here. Klubnik going to cut it loose for Antonio Williams, and a flag will be thrown. That's pass interference on Favors. And Jordan Favors, at least for the time being, saved the touchdown with the flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And you see Cade Klubnik tapping his chest saying, that's my bad, and he's right, because he takes way too long to get rid of this football. And he had Antonio Williams streaking down the sideline all by himself. And had he been on time, this is a touchdown. That one's on Cade Klubnik, and he knows it.
Ball inside the 30 for 1st and 10. Klubnik rips it again for Williams. Touchdown. Wow. 29 yards to Antonio Williams. We thought the Tigers would bounce back.
Yeah.
We thought they'd play well. I don't know we expected this level of play offensively from Dabo Swinney's team.
What quarter is it?
1.
Well, Cade Klubnik said, my bad, man. Let me just get you on the next play here. We're just going to dial this up on the next play.
He's thrown for 3 and 1 for 1 in quarter 1.
And he's really only made one errant throw, and it was 2 throws ago, and responds with this bang 8 to the outside. Bam! Perfectly thrown football, 1 foot in front of the numbers, exactly where you want it. Doesn't make the target, and Antonio Williams adjusts to the football. But it's just, it's unbelievable. And listen, I understand that App State's not Georgia. We all understand that. But the style of play from Cade Klubnik, he looks like a different player from a confidence standpoint. Take a look at that. 35 points in the first quarter. Most under Dabo in any single quarter of his career here.
16 seasons, by the way, for Dabo Swinney. 35-0 with 71 seconds left to go. It's the all-time first quarter record of any quarter. It's an all-time Clemson record, by the way. Luke's. Uh-oh, look out now. That's a problem. Roberts will pick it up and tackled at the 11. Clemson does a great job covering it. Sammy Brown, the linebacker, I think was the guy on the kick cover unit.
We're very fortunate there for App State. Wow. And again, poor field position. You have a kicking game snafu. Sean Clark, the head coach at App State's probably beside himself, because this has been such a well-coached football team, such a well-run football program for decades. And this is not what we've become accustomed to seeing from an App State coach football team.
Monty Marshall is coming in the running back spot. Aguilar making a quick throw to the perimeter. And that's Mekhi Jackson hit by Tyler Venables and pulled to the ground as we go inside of 1 minute to play in this first period. Jackson, transfer from St. Francis of Pennsylvania a year ago. 27 catches, 15 of them came in the last 5 games for the Mountaineers. There's another quick throw. That's Wilson, the tight end, and he got stacked up and pulled out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Tyler Venables right there again. Remember, Tyler Venables played only 2 games last year, Tom, because of a hip injury.
Yep.
Well, here's another 3rd and short. Clemson brings Barrett Carter on the field. Here's Aguilar, little soft throw, and he threw it right behind the back Marshall. And that was Woodaz who was tracing his steps.
Yeah, Woodaz forces an early throw here, but it ends up being an errant throw, and Marshall's not ready for it. Thrown just slightly behind him. And another punt coming on for the Mountaineers.
Appalachian 1 of 6 tonight on 3rd down. And with just 4 seconds to go in the first period, it looks like the final play of the quarter will be this punt to Antonio Williams. Left-footed Mitchell Lake. Williams on the run. Needs a block on the perimeter. There's the cutback and tackled at the 30-yard line of the Mountaineers. He slides by that. Been in full control. 35-0 as we start quarter number 2 for the nation's 25th ranked team. And here's Klubnik dropping it into a seam, and Adam Randall out of Myrtle Beach's first catch of the night. He'll slide inside the 25 before Ferrara makes the tackle for the Mountaineers.
That's an important play for Randall's confidence as well. He did not play well last week against Georgia, and he needs to start rising to the occasion. This whole group of wide receivers received a lot of criticism, and now it looks like these young guys are starting to infuse some enthusiasm, some energy, and some explosive plays.
Already the 6th possession of the first half for Clemson. 2nd straight time they've originated in plus territory. After the Williams punt return a moment ago got us to the quarter break. There's a throw in the middle of the field. That's Randall. He took a huge lick. At Ferrer again. Or Farrar rather. Darrell Farrar with just a punishing tackle on Adam Randall, but it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, Randall holds on. That's 2 in a row now. And again, another very decisive, sharp, accurate throw from Cade Klubnik. And I'm a little surprised to some degree App State hasn't tried to do something to try to get him off platform and off schedule.
Mafa in the backfield. Klubnik going to throw to the end zone, and first miss of the night. There's a hanging ball for TJ Moore in the far side. Jason Chambers in coverage for the Mountaineers.
TJ Moore, another one of those freshmen right there. And Cade Klubnik probably wishes he could have thrown that with a little less arc, a little more velocity to truly make it a back shoulder throw and give Moore a target, give him a chance to catch it.
So now 2nd and goal. Ball at the 4. Handoff is to Mafa, stops, now tries to restart, takes white shirts with him. And they'll measure it inside the 3 and just outside the 2. Jalik Thomas was the first App State player there. Cade Klubnik, who just missed a moment ago for the first time in 14 tries. That 13 in a row, Tom.
Yeah.
Longest completion streak of his career at Clemson. Here tonight in his 16th start.
I would imagine that would be the longest completion streak of most anybody's career.
There's Randall in motion. Here's Klubnik. That's a keeper, and he's got his 4th touchdown of the night. His 2nd rushing. He has thrown for 3 and now run for 2. So 5th touchdown of the night for Cade Klubnik. And the Partisans, with 2 minutes gone here in the 2nd quarter, see Clemson reach 41 points.
So we're gonna pull here, we're gonna pull here, and we're gonna run quarterback counter right there. They ran this play, the exact same play versus Georgia a week ago, and they didn't block it well, but Cade Klubnik was in way too big of a hurry, and the play did not execute correctly. That time they solved the problem. Cade Klubnik runs it perfect, a little bit of patience, well executed on the goal line.
42-0, and we get a timeout in Tiger Town. All Clemson so far tonight in the Upstate, and all Cade Klubnik. Gatorade presents tonight's Is It In You, Tom Luganbill. What do you say we go Cade Klubnik on this?
Right now, he is up to his eyeballs in Gatorade. That's how much is in him.
Man.
He cannot miss. He's been accurate, as we've talked about throughout the night. A complete role reversal from a week ago versus Georgia. In command, seeing the field, the clock's going off in his head. And you know what? Dabo, when we spoke with him, he expected this. He thought his team would do this because he was so encouraged watching the film on the bus ride back from Georgia, and he realized that these were all correctable things.
Here's Kanye Roberts. Clemson had a personal foul on the extra point, so they were backed up on the kickoff. And look at Sammy Brown swapping paint with Kanye Roberts on the kick return.
Sammy Brown's Going to get a lot of snaps here in this second half to prove he is the next Ben Boulware. James Skowski.
Barrett Carter.
Barrett Carter is another one.
Jeff Davis, the judge from the national championship team in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Can I go that route for you?
That was nice. You're diving deep.
Yeah, oh, I can go now. We can go way back there. Garrett Riley's got to be pretty happy with the way the offense has looked tonight. Here are the Mountaineers. Jack Hollifield out over the top of the football. Now the Aguilar and inside run. This is Anderson Castle picking up the first down on the ground. Now we got a flag thrown in from in front of the Tiger bench here. Peter Woods chopped down on the play and hold on. Now that's not good for Clemson. And Woods is shaken up here. Big number 11.
There is no foul for a face mask. First down. Officials timeout for an injured player.
And Dabo Sweeney's gone out with the Clemson sports medicine folks here to have a look at Woods. They're checking on Peter Woods, and we'll take a break. Back here at Clemson, Peter Woods frustrated, but Tom, the good news is he got up and walked off the field after being shaken up a moment ago.
Yeah, he had a chop block low in front of him, and tight end, you're going to see him right there up on the edge, and the tight end is going to pop up and then go down low. See right there. And that'll stun you. Eli Wilson, number 87, coming across. Got shaken up a little bit, was able to walk off, went into the tent. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Longest run of the night for Appalachian, 11 yards for Castle. So first and 10. Mountaineer 48 as play resumes here in the second. We're going to flip it on the reverse. Jackson takes off to the far side. And Jackson out of bounds. He's got a first down. Stepping out toward the Clemson 41-yard line. Let's go downstairs, check on Peter Woods with Dana.
Yeah, Wes, I've never seen this. I don't know about you guys up there in the booth, but Dabo Sweeney just went into the pop-up 10 with Woods. I don't have an update yet, but I'll get you one when I can.
All right. I think 11 is a headliner in this group, Tom. That might be the reason the head coach is checking in.
You could make a strong argument that if you really peeled back the layers on last week's film, Peter Woods was the best player on the field between both teams.
Wow.
He changes the game.
Yep. Here's a double reverse. Aguilar wants to throw. That's Wilson to catch, and inside the 30 to the 27. Best Mountaineer possession of the night. Kyron Griffin the tackle for Clemson. 15-yard throw here.
Yeah, App pulling out all the stops, and why not? Do whatever you can to try and get some positive momentum, get in position to get some points on the board. Right now, you're just playing. Don't look at the scoreboard if you're App State. Just play, execute, find a way to move the football.
The previous play is under further review
Kylan
to
Griffin, the
determine
tackle.
whether more than one of the forward passes on that play were forward.
All right, so we're under review here. And Tom, if I understand Stuart Mullins, they're double checking to see that if both the passes were in fact laterals and not forward passes. So they'll get out the protractor and we'll take a break.
Has
A little
reviewed
geometry
the
here on the
play
video.
and determined that there was no foul. First down.
Come on, really? Well, the timeout was because they immediately reviewed, expedited review, which the ACC does have in place, a process that takes place through the command center in Charlotte. And Appalachian ready to snap on first down after the Wilson play. And this is Castle bouncing off to the far side, ran into a scrum, and then the tackle made it to 15, and now a marker thrown in behind the Koval tackle. 12-yard run by Anderson Castle. Sean Clark wants to know what's happening here.
Anderson Castle ends up bumping this, and now you just got a bunch of young Tiger defenders out of position.
Foul. Face mask. Defense, number 5. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So Mountaineers are threatening here early in quarter 2 for their first points of the night.
Good call by this crew.
Yep. So off the 8-yard line, first and goal now for Aguilar. Castle stays in the game. Joey wants to throw, giving ground, and hard to tell whether it was going to be Horn or maybe another intended receiver. Castle was out there, but the pressure from Venables forced Aguilar off his spot. And Joey Aguilar now 7 of 19 in the ball game for 74 yards here in the first half.
You notice how, as we take a look at Peter Woods there on the sideline, see how he's feeling, and there is absolutely no reason to put him back into this football game. But I have noticed that DeMonte Capehart, Peyton Page, and TJ Parker have come back into the game.
Sure have. Second down and goal. Aguilar flush to his right, going to shoot it toward the end zone, and heck of a play. Terrell was there on a ball intended for Horn, and now a flag across the way right around the 12-yard line. Appalachians had 4 plays of 10 or more yards in this drive. Here's referee Mullins.
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense, number 44. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Cade Denoff, grad student from Plant City, Florida. So half the distance, automatic first down here.
Timeout. Clemson.
You'll see this off on the left side of your screen. See the hands to the face there from Denoff on Scruggs, number 74.
And we will step aside here now. Timeout call for by the Tigers. We'll take it with them. 42-0. Don't forget, following our coverage tonight from Clemson, the ACC Huddle Late Night, or as we call it up here in the booth on primetime, Huddle After Dark. Roughly 11 o'clock tonight, full day in the ACC, by the way. And speaking of Huddle After Dark, somebody better get the lights on. There we go. Nicely done. Taylor Tannenbaum, Eddie Royal.
Look at that. Look at Eric.
Mr. Clemson overseeing his property.
Yeah, Eric Mackman could play a movie on his back.
E.J. Manuel and Coach Richt, of course. And there's Anderson Castle scoring on the Appalachian touchdown run. So the Mountaineers are on the board. Tom, they picked up about 60-odd yards on this drive. Castle gets the touchdown. A year ago, he had 2. Now he's got his first of 2024 here tonight.
As I talked about, don't look at the scoreboard. Just play. Just play. Execute. Get 5 yards. Then get 2 yards. Get a first down. And get the next first down. And that's what this team needs to be doing, because Sean Clark, I promise you, is looking across all throughout his sideline to see what the body language is of his kids.
Yep. 4-yard run for Castle. 6 plays, 63 yards, and 219. Michael Hughes' point after is good. Another look at the run by the junior. This is a local boy done good. Anderson Castle, Watauga High School, in his 46th collegiate game tonight.
Showing some power on the inside. It's a good drive for App State. Gets a little bit of momentum, get a little bit of confidence. Sean Clark's liking it.
Tell you what, these are the hard nights to be the head coach, aren't they, Luke?
Oh, man.
I mean, haymaker after haymaker after haymaker in the game's first 15 minutes, 16 minutes of play, right?
Yeah.
But you've got to convince your team to do exactly what you just said. Just go play.
Yeah, just play.
Put the game on tape, right?
No doubt. No doubt. We'll coach everything later, but I can promise you we're going to be looking real hard when it's in the third quarter. Are you running to the football on defense or not?
And to a degree, that's what Dabo Swinney saw last Saturday in Atlanta.
Yes.
When it was late.
Yep.
He saw traits and characteristics of his football team where he knew they were going to be okay, right?
He saw effort. He saw a physical, tough football team and mentality in his players. So that was where he was so encouraged coming into this week.
Haynes is deep. This is a short kick. It's a running catch. And wow, taking a big lick is Hannafin. And Ronan Hannafin, who it's kind of switched from offense to defense this week and back and forth on the Tiger roster, is the guy that caught that on the fly. Tigers will be out for scrimmage at the 30-yard line. And here's a look at young Hannafin. And Clemson getting ready to go to work, spotted at the 29. Dabo Swinney, look at the difference in a week.
Difference in a week, but also difference in opponent.
Yeah, no question. Give to Mafa right side. Bounces off 1. He'll fall forward for 5 to the 34. Tackled by Montez Kelly. And Tom, that's the thing. This is a good football team they're doing this to.
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
A football team. By the way, this is a football team is preseason favorite to win the Sun Belt.
Not only that,
a
team that a lot of people like to be in the mix at the Group of 5 level for the college football playoff, which can all still be in front of them.
Yep. Here is Mafa working his way. First down yardage at the 41. Caden Sullivan the tackle. Redshirt junior from Spartanburg. Regardless of the score now, I would tell you, it's hard to believe these two schools have not played in 9 years.
No question.
And this is only the 6th meeting all time between the Mountaineers and the Tigers. Mafa's over 100 yards, by the way.
If you're App State, it's about effort. It's about discipline. As we talked about, just play. If you're Clemson, you want to play 85 guys tonight. You want to play as many players on your sideline as you possibly can.
Coach, they may have more than 85 dressed.
They might.
Here's Klubnik, soft rollout, avoiding the rush. Now just going to shoot it to the far side. Antonio Williams the catch. First down into App territory at the 48. Jason Chambers another tackle for the Mountaineers.
Nice little reload there from Cade Klubnik. I think we asked Garrett Riley this week about the emotional state of his quarterback. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, he's got a short memory and he's able to move on. He's able to focus on the next play. So we know we got that intangible trait that we can work with Cade Klubnik.
Here's a give to Mafa. Collides with a man at the 43. Be a pickup of right at about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Thomas and Sullivan there for the Mountaineers. There's Garrett Riley, second-year offensive coordinator. By the way, spent a year in Boone on Eli Drinkwitz's staff. And he knows all too well. In fact, he talked yesterday about we know exactly what we're going to see tomorrow night.
Yeah,
he knew
no
good
question.
and well what was happening. There's a throw, quick throw to the far side, and Antonio Williams another catch. Boy, Williams, Tom, third catch in his first half.
Yep.
He's got a touchdown as well.
It was a tough one. Really, that was the first truly inaccurate pass we've seen from Cade Klubnik tonight. Everything else has been on time and has been with really solid ball placement across the board.
Myson Kelly has come in the ball game. Two-time state champion at Daniel High School nearby. He's come in the ball game as one of the receivers. Wesco down at the bottom of your screen. Here goes Klubnik to his right. He's going to throw that out of bounds. Pressured out of the pocket by Sullivan, the linebacker. Let's go downstairs with Dana.
Just adding off of that, Tom, I love what Garrett Riley said about Cade Klubnik and making the automatic plays automatic, and he's not hesitating tonight. You can see the decisiveness, what you didn't see in week 1 from him.
7.5 to go. The automatics become the automatics, Tom.
Listen, they have to. When the gimmies and the takes are right there in front of you, take them.
Mafa gets 5 on first down. Phil Mafah, by the way, 38th game of his Tiger career tonight. Jay Haynes checks in to spell Mafah here. Now Klubnik's going to put 2 to the boundary and 3 to the field here. That's Haynes in motion. Klubnik wants to spin it, does. Middle of the field, the catch is made. TJ Moore scores. Clemson just set a record for most points in a half of football.
The other fine true freshman on the deep in cut route. Cade Klubnik resets here, ends up throwing it in the second window. Wanted to throw it on time, he couldn't do it. Nice recognition of underneath coverage at the linebacker level and throws a dart, allowing TJ Moore to catch it in stride.
Hoosier knocks home the point. That is 49 of them tonight for the Tigers with 6:48 to go, Tom.
Yep. Execution continuing to be a premium here tonight. You see the second level eyes right there of Cade Klubnik. He wanted to throw it on time, on point. He resets, no panic, and leads Moore, the talented true freshman, on target.
So TJ Moore went to Tampa Catholic. TJ stands for Terrence Jr. His dad is Terrence Sr., and he has got his first Tiger touchdown. Cade Klubnik's got his 4th 300-yard game tonight, Tom, with 307, and now he's tied a career high with 4 touchdowns. My goodness.
It's everything you wanted to see if you're a Clemson fan. It's everything you wanted to see as a member of this coaching staff in terms of how your kids would respond.
That's a good point. Kanye Roberts on the return out to the 25, and that's where Appalachian will start their 7th possession.
See TJ Moore, another Luke's look back for you, the 4-star wide receiver, top 50 overall, number 12 wide receiver. He's getting his touches tonight after we saw that from his freshman counterpart Brian Wesco earlier in the first quarter with some big explosive plays. You may look at that number and you may say, well, wait a minute, he's a top 50 overall player, but he's the 12th wide receiver. Well, in the recruiting player pool each and every year, there are more wide receivers available across the board than there is any other position in the sport. And so obviously you're going to see some big playmakers ranked highly.
Monty Marshall in the backfield. That ball thrown offline for Jackson. Incomplete by Joey Aguilar. Now 7 of 21 tonight is Aguilar for 74 yards. Not the kind of night he wanted to have against one of the nation's best defensive outfits either.
Well, absolutely not, and especially what he's developed himself into.
Yeah.
Once he took the reins as a starter a year ago, and how they finished the season up in Boone.
Here's the give, and cutting back is the Mountaineers' number 3, and that's Marshall. Terrell led the tackle parade for the Tigers.
Avion Terrell has had himself a night tonight.
Yeah.
And not just in run support. You saw the tackle right there, but he has been like Velcro in coverage tonight. Been very difficult to complete a clean pass, and that's what you love to see from your perimeter players coming up in secondary run support.
Trey Williams helping him too. There's a quick throw. Aguilar to Jackson. He's trying to make a man miss. And the Tigers play it well out of the secondary. Clemson got there. Miles Oliver.
There's your guy Hanovan moving back over to defense.
16,
yeah.
right? Ronan
yeah.
Hanovan. Well, we got guys everywhere.
He's on offense. He's on defense.
Yep.
Return to kick.
So Hanovan made the tackle. Ross Taylor does a terrific job with their football communication. Sent us a note this week. By the way, coach announced that Hanovan's gone back to defense. And sure enough, Dabo telling you the truth there, folks. Ball at the 24. Here's Antonio Williams on the leg punt, spinning from 1. He'll get across the 30 toward the 32. Now, Appalachian said the ball was loose. The punt was 41 yards, and Mountaineers litigate that they may have it, and they do. An official has just thrown a hand up awarding Williams a fumble of the football and Appalachian the ball. First turnover of the night belongs to Appalachian State on the fumble by Antonio Williams at the 31, Tom.
Yeah, I think Andre Hamilton, 37, ends up recovering this ball, or at least delivering the blow initially. You see him right there. See where this ball came out? Oh, it's certainly out. It's on the ground.
But is Williams on the ground? Is Williams' knee on the ground? I know he's on top of the Mountaineer defender.
From that angle,
Hamilton.
It would be very difficult to overturn this. Now he's on the defender.
That's it.
That ball is out, but is he on the ground? And it's tough to tell with indisputable video evidence right there to be able to overturn this.
You're right. Mountaineers in plus territory, Clemson 31-yard line. Stuart Mullins and his crew are playing football. Folks here would have liked to have seen a review. Not going to get it. Aguilar, quick throw, overthrows the tight end Wilson. Had him too. Right on the seam route was Eli Wilson.
Maybe a different angle right here. Even from that angle, you can see him on top of the App State player and Andre Hamilton, but
boy, what Hamilton did a heck of a job. Got him on the ground and recovered the loose change, huh?
Yep.
There's a look at the junior from Concord, North Carolina. So second down in the full 10 for App. Give is to Castle. Hard running to the left side. Inside the 15. First down play. Kylan Griffin, the tackle for Clemson at the 14.
I'm not sure what 16 Hannafin is doing here. If you watch him on the left side of your screen, he's going with the motion. He's responsible for setting the edge.
Best run of the night for Mountaineers, 17 yards. Tom.
Yeah, Anderson Castle, and again, that's a run fit bust. It's an assignment bust. You're playing a lot of young, inexperienced guys. You want to get them in the game, but you're going to have some of that.
Give it to Castle again, trying to circle here to the near side. Flag thrown on the play as Castle burrows his way into the end zone. I think we might get a holding call on Schrader, the right tackle. We'll wait and see here, and the Mountaineers are begrudgingly walking back to where I think they'll have an offensive huddle.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay. First down.
That is the Florida State transfer from Venice. Thomas Schrader.
Lo and behold, this hold here is on number 16, Hannafin. Ronan Hannafin again right there. He's trying to set the edge. And you see the big guys get those hands on the outside and any tear away with the fabric.
Goodness. Oh, yeah.
You're getting the hanky.
It wasn't so much that Schrader had him straight up in a hold, which they flagged, I think,
him
anyway.
in a hold.
It was when he turned around and tried to pursue Castle.
Yeah.
We got to throw the flag now. Haywood is coming to spell Castle the running back spot. McKell is a young man who transferred from the Naval Academy to Boone. Aguilar cuts it loose and broken up on the play, and that's Lewis getting a hand on the pass intended for Caden Robinson. I'll tell you this, we may not get to see the full catalog of Caden Robinson tonight. He played one game at UCF in his career and then transferred to App. He's got 102 career receptions in Boone coming into tonight. Last year, 67 catches, 10 touchdowns, 930 yards.
This entire receiving core for App State's got a chance to be really good this year.
Aguilar looping it for the end zone. That's Jackson, and incomplete. No flag on the play. Terrell in coverage. And to Tom's point, Avion's had a nice first half here for Coach Sweeney.
He has to come off the field. You know, they're substituting everywhere on defense. They're not substituting for him.
Let me ask you this. It was interesting to look at and you had to go look at the official stat sheet to see the number of guys that played.
Yeah.
Clemson did not play as many as maybe some would think defensively last Saturday in Atlanta.
No.
That was a different kind of game, right?
Yes, yeah. And they needed to have the best of their best on the field at all times.
Mountaineers 1 of 7 on third down tonight. Give will be to Haywood, trying to circle here to the near side, and he'll be brought down at the 19. Trey Williams was there. Clemson also had great pursuit with Griffin. Oh, running right at you now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Kobe McLeod, 21, forces the play to the outside.
Look at Trey Williams take him out of the air.
Kylon Griffin and big number 8 Trey Williams at 6'2", 315.
36-yard field goal try. This is Michael Hughes. And just inside the near hash mark. And the kick from Hughes is good. 3:28 to go in this first half. So the fumble by Williams is cashed in on the Hughes field goal. And it's a 6-play drive. And the field goal 36 yards for Hughes. And don't forget, triple header on ACC Network next Saturday for you. We'll begin our coverage with the huddle, of course, the ACC huddle at 11 o'clock from Charlottesville. Then at high noon, Louisiana Tech, number 24, NC State and Raleigh. Then down to Coral Gables. Canes were comfortably ahead of FAMU, by the way. They'll welcome Ball State to the Hard Rock. And then Tom and I will be on the grounds with one of the more notable Virginia alums next Saturday night. Dana Boyle will be our gracious host.
Local legend.
Yeah, next Saturday in Charlottesville. We get Maryland out of the Big Ten and Virginia renewing
bringing it back to the ACC.
Yeah, we're going to bring it back.
That's it.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dana will give me her autograph.
Well, Dana will be signing things next Saturday. I feel confident.
Yep.
Don't you?
Yep.
Yep. We'll have to have extra security, I think, on the sideline.
It's going to cost you, Tom.
End over end kick, and Hannafin will watch it bounce into the end zone. Clemson's going to scrimmage from his 25. Let me say this. A strong standard was set last night. The one thing about our ACC huddle colleagues is last night we were able to break bread as a unit.
Yes.
Tom. And I'll say this. Eric McClain set a very high standard for us last night in terms of our team meal on Friday.
The mayor of Clemson pulled some strings.
And thanks to our friend Rick Irwin.
And Rick Irwin's was fantastic. A tremendous meal. Great evening.
Yeah, Mac. Give yourself time and a half. A++ on that. Now, Dana Boyle.
He pulled strings. He told us the reservation was at 7:30 and it was actually at 8 o'clock. That's late to eat dinner. I was hungry.
No,
Don't give him that credit.
That's a very, very good point.
Wow.
And I love the daggers early in the season.
Wow.
Yeah, that might have been Emac's third dinner.
No.
You don't know.
All out of love,
That's it.
but
yeah,
come on
let's
now.
go. See, yeah, that's
Look
right.
at him.
I'm going to get the reservation time right next week.
We had a wonderful night last night with our huddle colleagues, and we're excited to be in Charlottesville next Saturday night for Maryland and Virginia.
I think he promised if the Tigers won tonight that he'd run down the hill with his shirt off tonight.
Oh, no. Here we go. Here's the throw and catch. That's Randall. Spun around just shy of the 30 as we're inside of 3 minutes to play. Jalik Thomas, the tackle for the Mountaineers out of Macon, Georgia. There's old number 78.
Officials timeout for an injured defensive
What fun
player.
was it to see sweet Amelia Rose on the huddle show this morning?
I know. Did you see her?
Oh, it was awesome.
Proud papa there, that little baby girl.
Eric and Kaki's daughter.
Yep.
And we got a timeout as an injured player is Miles Farmer. Transfer from Syracuse, senior from Atlanta. He too a Westlake High guy like Avion Terrell. And Farmer will get away under his own power. What a half for Klubnik. 17 of 19 for 307 in 4 scores, and he has run Tom for 2 more.
Everything's been clicking for the old Clemson Tigers tonight. And again, we talked earlier, Dabo seemed to expect this when we talked to him this week. There was this energy that he's like, we got a good football team. He goes, I know we have a good football team. And we're going to correct some of the things that stood out on tape. He said he watched the game film on the bus driving back. And for the first time in 16 years as a head coach, had a team meeting when they got here. Never done that before. Because he was so encouraged by what he had seen on tape that he needed his team to know it.
Klubnik. And oh my, what a catch. Going out of bounds. Cole Turner at 6'1". Up the ladder to make the play at the 39. This is a heck of a catch by Turner.
That's a long throw too. That ball's in the air for a long time. And again, the decisiveness, being on time, something that has been like night and day from a week ago to tonight with Cade Klubnik.
Tigers have already set a record, most points in a quarter in their history, most points in a half in their history, and they're looking for more. And that's Briningstool falling across the midfield line to the Appalachian State 48-yard line.
This ball travels a long way.
Wow.
Heck of a catch right there. Cole Turner.
Yep. So it is 49-10. We're at the 2-minute timeout. Here tonight at Memorial Stadium and Frank Howard Field. Klubnik and the guys with the paw on their hat in control. Hey, we know it's a good half. Tom, it's bordering on a great half. Look at this note.
Wow.
Cade Klubnik's the first ACC player with 4 or more passing touchdowns and 2 or more rushing touchdowns and a half since Lamar Jackson in 2016. My goodness. And the Tigers are looking for more with 2 minutes left. 49-10. There's a shot on the perimeter and a catch by Turner, knocked out of bounds.
If that's bordering on a great half, what is a great half?
Well, I mean, nice. Well done.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. Sit tight. We're almost there.
One more completion and he's clinched it. It's a lock.
I mean, let me ask you this: if he scores another touchdown, I mean, is it the best half in ACC history? I don't know, but my heavens.
No kidding.
Second and short. Play fake again. Klubnik a shot. That's caught. Falling to the ground is Josh Sapp. Sophomore from Greenville, 18 yards. Just outside the red zone with 1:49 to go.
Sapp's kind of one of those hybrid guys. He's not a tight end. He's not a wide receiver. He's only 6'1", but he's 225 pounds.
Here's Klubnik shooting it again, this time center of the field. And a quick tackle made with the 16-yard line. That's McCantos, the transfer from Illinois, making the stop on Turner. And the Tigers running guys in and out now. Keith Adams Jr. has come in. His dad was one of the honorary captains tonight. Star linebacker here in the 90s. This is his 11th career game tonight for Clemson. And they're going to toss it, running here to the near side, trying to turn the corner is Stellato. And Troy Stellato knocked out of bounds. And let's see where they spot this. It was DJ Burks making the stop.
Almost got knocked out of his uniform.
Look at this.
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hope he got a note from his mother.
We're going to let Troy go back in.
Yeah, we can let Troy go back in.
Third down now. 6 to go for the Tigers. Klubnik right back across the middle, and another Tiger touchdown for Briningstool. And Clemson's got 55 with 54 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, Wes, I guess that clinches it. It's officially the best first half in ACC history.
If it's not, it's close.
It's close.
Right?
It's got to be. I'll tell you one thing. It's one of the most efficient I've ever seen.
8 possessions, 8 touchdowns tonight for Clemson in the first half.
That poor Tiger has no shot at getting 56 push-ups.
Come on, man.
No way.
No. The Tiger's well conditioned.
No, I saw him when it was 42. It was not looking good.
Well, the Clemson ROTC folks are down here in the end zone. They're clearly capable.
They said, move aside, Tiger.
Look at the Tigers now reduced to counting. I'll stand here and monitor the number.
Yeah, exactly.
And I offer you a small round of applause for your efforts. Nice job, gentlemen.
He's going to go do an ice bath.
The way this night's going, Dana's going to talk to the Tiger before we're done. Cade Klubnik. Yeah, 252, by the way, is the number Luke's on the push-up counter.
Wow.
252 with a minute to go. Yeah. Cade, you might want to direct the band on your way to the locker room at halftime. Most yards in a half for Clemson, 525. Most points in a half for Clemson, 56. Oh, there's your man. Come on, Luke's.
No. Get down there.
What are you saying?
That's a quarter elbow bend. We don't accept that.
Briningstool, by the way, a couple of touchdowns tonight for him. Klubnik has thrown for 5 and run for 2. I think I know who the ACC offensive back of the week is. 56-10. Holy smokes. Aguilar and the Mountaineers to work. Kanye Roberts trying to get to the perimeter. Here comes the pursuit. He'll turn, and at the 25, a full-blown collision there. And Ashton Hampton, freshman we spoke of earlier, knocks Kanye Roberts out of bounds. Don't forget, coming up at the break, ACC Huddle, Tyler Tannenbaum, E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean, Eddie Royal. Recap of what's happened today and the action going on tonight, including another conference game, Virginia and Wake Forest and Winston-Salem. Here's the give and a cut. Kanye Roberts across the 40, tackled at the 44 with 40 seconds to play. Koval made the play from the Tigers secondary along with Sammy Brown. And 47 is getting a lot of reps here tonight, Tom, in this first half.
47 is, so is 99, A.J. Hoffler, just a sophomore. They're getting a lot of their young, talented defensive front seven personnel involved, and it's going to pay off big time down the stretch of the season.
Yep. Aguilar throws incomplete there, so 2nd and 10. You got games tonight. Stanford looking for their first win. NC State, Tennessee, and Charlotte, Virginia at Wake. Also on the ACC card tonight. Fran Brown and Syracuse went to 2-0 with a win earlier today against Georgia Tech. Here is the give, and that's Castle. And he's well into Clemson territory at the 35 now with 19 seconds left. Mountaineers have all 3 timeouts, so he'll use one here. So Sean Clark.
Timeout. Appalachian
Sensing,
State.
hey, we may have a chance to add one going to the locker room and get the ball to start second half, even though the deficit's pretty strong here.
Anderson Castle's been a workload. I mean, he's a big, physical, powerful back, and as Clemson started to substitute now on defense, it's allowing this offensive front for App State to get some push, create some creases.
Yep, 70 yards on 6 carries for Anderson Castle. He went for 119 yards in their bowl win. There's Klubnik. He's talking to Paul Tyson.
Bear Bryant's great grandson.
That is correct. Chris Vazina to the left.
Mountaineers, number 26.
3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right here for App State. 2 timeouts to go for the Mountaineers. Aguilar dumps it to Castle. Made a man miss. 25-20. Anderson Castle flipped over inbounds. The clock continues to run at the 17 by Ricardo Jones. 19-yard play, and there's another timeout. And it's a timeout for injury, I believe, in front of the Clemson bench. Another look.
Kobe McLeod just over pursues. Overruns the play, didn't break down in space. He's the player down right now on the sideline.
Yeah,
Officials
Carter's come
timeout
out to
for an injured
have a look as they
defensive player.
tend to McLeod. And Clemson sports medicine folks out there as well. So while they check on Kobe McLeod, quick reminder to you, we got a full slate of Sunday activity for you on ACC Network tomorrow at noon. Number 14 Ohio State squares off number 10 Syracuse in field hockey from Central New York.
Appalachian State
Follow that with
the option of a 10-second run.
women's soccer.
The clock will start
At
on the
1:30,
snap.
number 9 Notre Dame welcomes Marquette to South Bend. It's all for you on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app as well. And McLeod is up. Kobe, sophomore from Tampa. Talented football family are the McLeods. Ray, of course, played here at Clemson.
Yep.
Is now in the Atlanta Falcons roster for tomorrow's Week 1 game against Pittsburgh. Jordan McLeod is the talented quarterback of the Texas State Bobcats, who was at James Madison a year ago. From the pocket, Aguilar batted in the air, and Brown can't catch it on the hop. Capehart or Williams, 8, I think, got a hand on it.
Please reset.
Big number
the game
8, Trey Williams.
To 4 seconds. 4 seconds, please. It started on
And
the
they're going to
snap.
add a second back to the clock. Put that paw up there, Trey.
That's it.
I like those big guys with a single-digit number, Luke's.
Well, it just gives them a trim look.
Field goal try here now for Hughes. This is right at 35 yards. Kick is away by Hughes. And it went just inside the left upright.
And they've protected him very, very well up front tonight. So a ton of guys touching the football. We'll expect to see a ton more touching the football here in the third quarter.
No return of the second half kick for the Mountaineers. Appalachian State will go from its 25-yard line. And Cade Klubnik has written his name into Clemson's record book here tonight. Now, there's the first half. 378, 5 touchdowns, 2 more on the ground. So that's 7 total touchdowns for Klubnik. In 2012, Taj Boyd had 8 touchdowns in a game for Clemson. We'll get to more of that here at the break. And there's a long throw, and that's Robinson in his best catch of the night. So the Mountaineers, right from Jump Street, dial it for about 29 yards to Caden Robinson.
This is a fantastic throw here by Joey Aguilar. He's going to set and move to his right and just drops one in right here to Caden Robinson. There have been some miscommunications between he and Robinson there in the first quarter. Seem to be on the same page there for a nice opening start to this third quarter.
Boy, sure was. Nice throw, 29 yards to Caden Robinson. Here's Aguilar and the Mountaineers. Straight drop, going to take a deep shot. Throwing for the end zone, and Jackson, and incomplete. Clemson came over the top. Kylan Griffin was there in coverage for the Tigers. I think, Dana, you had a chance to talk with Sean Clark as Appalachian came back on the field for the second half.
I did, Wes, and my first question to him was, do you still have the locker room? And he turned to me and gave me a little smirk and said, this is App State football. We ain't giving up. And he said, we're not going to look at the scoreboard. It's one play at a time. And they made some encouraging plays later in that second quarter to give those players the hope. So they're not quitting here.
Here's a second down give. Anderson Castle breaking free, and he'll get 10 and a first down, Tom.
You know, what a load up the middle right there. He is really difficult to bring down. Good forward lean, breaks tackles. And again, this offensive front for App State got a little pep in their step. Seeing some hurry up now from App State. They do look like they've got some confidence.
Yep. Play fake for Aguilar. Now wants to take the shot. Looking for Horn, and Christian Horn, boy, took a big lick at the goal line. Tyler Venables.
This might get looked at for targeting. And should.
And no flag yet.
No flag here, but whoa.
Oh boy. Remember, the ACC does have expedited review. You see the coverage downfield. That was Ashton
The previous
Hampton.
play is under further review to look at the possibility of a targeting foul.
There's Stuart Mullins confirming what Tom just spoke of a moment ago. Possibility of targeting. They're going to go under the hood here. Check it out. We'll come back to Clemson in a moment.
After further review, there is a personal foul targeting defense. Number 24, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down. Number 24 is disqualified from the remainder of the game.
Take it.
First and 10, Appalachian State at the 21.
Carolina, after further review, Tyler Venables is disqualified for targeting.
Yep.
And I think it's a good call, probably a call that should have been thrown on the field, but I like the review. You see the launch, slight head dip. Quick determination there during our commercial break. Brent Venables is one of the better communicators on this defense, gives him an opportunity now for a true freshman in Ricardo Jones, number 25, to see the field in his placement.
Here's Aguilar, now first down, ball at the 21. He'll slip it here to the near side. Catch made by Robinson, flag down in the neighborhood of a hold. Koval, the tackle for the Tigers.
Holding. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So that'll back it up right around the 31-yard line. 6 penalties tonight on App State. 68 yards for Coach Clark's club. There goes Aguilar to the pistol now. I like what Frank Ponce does with some of the formations. Tom, what they do here schematically. Here's Aguilar fighting for space, and he's just going to throw it away up the field as pressure was mounting. Hoffler, who Luganville spoke of earlier, was one of the guys peeling in there defensively for the Tigers.
Yeah, I like this offensive setup as well. A lot of formational stuff. They're a big pistol team. They're an inside and outside zone team with some counter mixed in.
Yeah.
But they get to things in some unique ways. And as they continue, they've got ECU next week up in Greenville, North Carolina. And then they follow that with South Alabama and Liberty. So a busy September for these App State Mountaineers.
Yep, absolutely. Second down. Quick throw here to the near side. Jackson the catch, trying to stretch for more. Gets to about the 17-yard line. Hampton the stop for the Tigers after a gain of 14 here. Couple minutes in. This is the opening drive of the second half. And the Mountaineers now with a third down in the red zone. A year ago, Appalachian State was 4th in the Sun Belt, 53rd nationally at scoring in the red zone, 86%. That's Robinson in the orbit. Aguilar cuts it loose, center of the field. Jackson makes the move and scores the Mountaineer touchdown. Mekhi Jackson had a touchdown last week against East Tennessee State. He's got one here in game 2 tonight. And Sean Clark likes the effort by his club.
Well, I like the moxie of this club. Again, don't look at the scoreboard, just play. Nice little dump off underneath on the inside slant route to Mekhi Jackson, but that was a really impressive drive. You get the personal foul call on Tyler Venables for targeting.
Yep.
Helps extend it. A lot of pride wearing white and black tonight.
6 plays, 75 yards, 229. Hughes' point is good. New score here at Clemson. Tigers 56, App State 20 now, with about 2.5 minutes gone in quarter number 3 in this 6th meeting all time between the two schools. And Mekhi Jackson's had 2 touchdown catches a year ago. He's got 2 already here in 2024. And Tyler Venables is making use of the Apple iPads tonight, Tom.
I guarantee you there's one play he's looking at closely. Did I really target that guy? There it is. It's exactly what he's looking at.
Looking at the exact play. Trying to see, okay, did I get him with the crown of the helmet? Did I launch? And you know what? How many times have we had these discussions in just our first 2 weeks, Tom?
Yeah.
Of coaches telling us how much more productive the tablet is helping their teams be.
Yeah, it's real-time adjustments, but not just, you know, audibly talking to your kids about what they did wrong or what they did right, but being able to visually show them.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, okay, I got it, coach.
There's Billy Wiles, the former Clemson Tiger, on the left, showing Joey Aguilar their Apple iPad. We could have done this years ago, kids.
Yep.
End over end, Haynes a yard deep. He's going to bring it out. Young man from Alabama hits the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. Jay Haynes is from Roanoke, Alabama. Garrett Riley hit it on the head. He said, no, hey, no, 26 different than anybody else we got in that room.
Yeah.
And he showed you a little wiggle and a run there.
Yeah, he's got a little CJ Spiller in him. Got some shake.
And here come the Tigers. And we're going to get a look at Christopher Vezina here. And there's Jay Haynes coming back. He's going to be part of this offensive unit at the 28. So let's see if some of the Tiger reserves, Lukes. This is kind of one of those areas where you're talking about the whole 85, right?
Yep. Get them all turns.
Vezina, quick throw. Catch made. Breaking across the 40 is Stellato out near midfield. Into Appalachian territory goes Troy Stellato from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Cardinal Gibbons High School.
Nice way to kick off your career if you're Chris Vezina. Little pitch and catch, nice and easy confidence throw to start it off.
Only took 9 snaps a year ago, did Vezina. They came in mop-up duties against the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern and Georgia Tech. And here tonight, as a redshirt freshman, the 19-year-old goes to work. And a throw and catch. And that'll get to about the 43-yard line before the whistles blow on the grab by Adam Randall.
If you're Garrett Riley and you're Dabo Swinney here with Chris Vezina, you want the moment as we see all of the guys catching a ball. Last week, Tennessee had 14 players. Tennessee did have 14 players catch a pass. That's Clemson here tonight. So
it's 9, right?
Yeah, dispersing the ball very, very nicely.
Wow. Second down throw, another quick shot. There's Briningstool, another grab, and that's a first down.
Yep.
Jordan favors the stop for Appalachian, but another terrific catch by Brentwood, Tennessee's Jake Briningstool.
Yeah, and getting back to the expectations of Garrett Riley and Dabo Swinney, when you put the reserve quarterback in, you want him to get used to the mechanics of everything. He's getting the call in his helmet. He's getting the signals. He's got to bark everything out like he's got a set of protection. Then all of a sudden he's got to make a post-snap progression and see how he responds.
Uh-oh, little fumble there. Little ball handling. I think Vezina was going to toss it to Haynes, who had Sapp in front. And take your eye off the rock here. Let's see, Christopher.
Yep, he sure did. You see him turn his head over to Haynes. Smart to secure the ball, jump on top of it, live to play the next down.
Haynes will stay in the ball game. Trying to sort out some of the Tigers who are playing in the offensive line. Dietrich Pennington has come in. He's playing on that side. That's a heck of a throw there, and a catch falling out of bounds is Randall. Tom, here we saw one of these throws from Klubnik in the first half. This is a terrific throw by Vezina.
Yeah, and this one's over to the left. This is a long throw.
Really on the field.
Let's see if they call this a catch. Did
Third
he have
down.
it secured as he was going out of bounds?
Mountaineer bench didn't think so.
Certainly didn't.
Clemson, number 94, is now number
It is going to be called
65.
incomplete.
Yep. Really nice throw, though. Getting it out there. It's a long way away to that opposite sideline.
Clemson is perfect on third down. This is 3rd and 13 for the Tigers. Klubnik looks on. Here's Vezina up in the pocket. And he's going to run with it now. Starts to the near side. A couple of flags are thrown on the play. Caden Sullivan finally makes the tackle at the 31. Both of these markers in the neighborhood of a hold, I think.
Yep.
And I think Sean Clark may let this play stand and make it 4th down. Let's see. Well, they mark it to the 32. Be what, 4th and 4?
You mean Dabo?
Dabo Sweeney?
Yep.
Well, it's a hold on Appalachian, or hold on Clemson.
Yep.
So,
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's Sean
Holding.
Clark going to do?
Offense, number 50. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Okay, so Colin Sadler, sophomore from Inman, who started 5 games last year and started tonight. We have not seen Marcus Tate at the left guard, Tom. Remember, he got banged up a little bit against Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And Sadler lining up at right tackle in this particular play. He is the Swiss Army knife behind the offensive line that Matt Luke's got that is terrific, by the way. There's a look at Sadler, who lines up over there next to Harris Sewell. And now they're going to get the ball to Olsen Pat Henry. Tell you what, Olsen Pat Henry had a pretty big catch in the bowl game against Kentucky, and another flag has come out on the play. And let's see what we have here. Pat Henry is from Naples, Florida. Had a catch last week against Georgia, 2 of them a year ago. At a 10th
After
guy.
the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 52. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's 4th down.
Elijah Thurman, 6'4", 310, the freshman. Guilty of a little extra.
Well, and that's why you throw him in there, right? Put him in the game.
Yep.
He's a freshman. He's an offensive lineman. Work through those things. You get to coach it the next day.
Clemson's got a bye week too, so they get plenty of time to get everybody up to steam. And here's our first look at Aiden Swanson, by the way, in his 37th game tonight for the Tigers. Their first punt of the night. Caden Robinson stands at the 15 for App State. Swanson 1 step to the left and one with a little top spin on it, headed to the corner. Oh my goodness, did they save it before it hit the pylon? The answer is no. Touchback. 54 yards. 56-20 the Tigers with 9:04 to go. Tell you what, guys, if that's the worst thing happens tonight to you, you're going to be okay.
I wish it was 9:04 to go. It's the
Yeah.
3rd quarter.
Hey,
Did I say
Luke's
9:04 to go? Oh, 9:04 in the 3rd quarter.
Yo,
I left the
fools,
quarter
look
out
at
of
the
there. Sorry, I was trying to make you feel better.
What?
Hey,
I found out.
What, Dana?
go Dana.
I found out at halftime. This is interesting to me. I don't know if you guys care about it, but Brian Hennessy told me that 66 different players played in that first half, and like obviously that's how you develop competitive depth.
Yeah.
Maybe you're seeing some growing pains, and like they dress 129. He said there's a good chance we'll see over 100 that get to play today.
Oh, we're gonna
I think
see
that's
over 100.
interesting.
Well, why don't you bring us back
You
in
bring
with
it
that?
back and tell us. I love
I like
it.
that.
Bring it back
Ben,
in for
could
break.
you do that? We're good there.
Shout out Brian Hennessy.
Shout out to Brian Hennessy.
There's some growing pains when you have to develop competitive depth.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I like it. You bring it out of break.
You can have it all you want there, lady. I'm all for it. $56-20. Clemson the lead. Let's go downstairs to Dana Boyle.
Yeah, Wes, during the break, I spoke with Clemson's football communications staff member, Brian Hennessy, and he said in that first half, Clemson played 66 different players. They dress 129, so there's a good chance we'll see over 100 players tonight, but that's how you develop competitive depth, and with that comes a little bit of growing pains.
Tell you what, we're going to have to talk to Lugs about you get this many guys, the roster management that goes on in a game like this is really interesting. There's Robinson on a slant. He'll break free across the 30. That's a first down. Aguilar starting to settle in here a little bit against some of the Tiger backups. D. Creighton is in playing at linebacker. He's one of those ESPN top 30 guys at that position.
Yeah, they got two freshmen, D. Creighton and Sammy Brown, at the middle linebacker position. Both true freshmen getting a lot of turns here tonight.
Caden Robinson started out at running back. He's going to swap with Armani Marshall. This is what I meant about Frank Ponce, a little window dressing in the offensive packaging. And the give is to Marshall. And he'll dig out a couple of yards toward the 35. Luke's. Dana brings up a really good point. Clemson's got 100 and some odd dressed. Could play well over 100 tonight, given the 36-point difference with 8 minutes to go in the third. But you've got to be productive because you're keeping a clock on some of these kids too, right, from an eligibility perspective.
Absolutely. You've got the 4-game rule from a redshirting perspective. Obviously, the postseason doesn't count towards that now, but you're also keeping kids engaged. If they're involved, they're engaged, and they're playing, they're happier.
Yep. And the ball will be to the 37. Marshall on the carry. And it'll be third down and about 6 or so for the Mountaineers. And of course, as we talk about depth tonight, Tom, this brings us back to the storyline that is nationally somehow become this discussion point about this Clemson program, and that's the portal, right?
Sure.
And we'll get to that as the second half unfolds, because you know, everybody's heard what Dabo Swinney has said. He said some things last spring that I think were very insightful that have not been as discussed nationally as much as maybe some others. Here's Aguilar under duress, under pressure, and sacked. And that is Stefan Green, the freshman and the former Rome Wolf.
Whoa.
From Rome, Georgia.
We talked earlier that this guy's going to be a really good player. Look at the violent, heavy hands from big number 90, and then watch him be able to break away and swipe at the quarterback. Wow.
Man.
He's going to be a handful. Just a freshman at 6'4", 290.
He just took Murata, the center, and shoved him back toward Aguilar. Here's Lake to punt it away. Cole Turner trying to make a running catch of it. Does, and he'll be trapped shy of the Tiger 40-yard line. That takes us to a timeout on the field. Tom, we got 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Clemson in front by 36.
Most of the guys in the portal aren't good enough to play for us. Rarely do we have we'd rather take a good high school player as long as we can. Most of the guys in the portal aren't good enough to play for us. Rarely do we have a starter leave Clemson. Most of the guys in the portal aren't good enough to play for us. Rarely do we have a starter leave Clemson. We'd rather take a good high school player as long as we can get them, which we do, and you develop them. That's the first type. The second type of guy that goes in the portal is he's only going in the portal as a formality because the deal's already been done. He knows where he's going before he ever goes in the portal. So we're not getting that guy. And then the third type of guy is going in the portal just to see what he can get. And we're never going to win that war.
That is Dabo Swinney from last May on SiriusXM College Radio, Channel 84, talking to Roddy Jones at the ACC spring meetings. And Tom, that statement right there explains completely his position on the transfer portal in his program.
He's not wrong. Okay, he's not wrong in what he's saying. You may not like hearing it, but he's not wrong. And the one thing he is not saying, because you can't say it, I can, is tampering is the biggest problem. As we see Chris Vezina rip off another run here with his legs, doing a nice job moving the chains for this Clemson offense. But tampering is a massive problem in major college football.
Officials
right?
timeout.
And so when he references a great player, maybe a player they think could, because we have an injured Mountaineer down for
Ronald
App
Clark,
State. Ronald Clark. If you have a great player that's in there and you may have interest in him and he's been tampered with, he's gone. He's out. So if basically at the end of the day, if you're Clemson and you're Dabo Swinney and you're this coaching staff and you're not going to operate in the tampering world,
right,
which they don't seem to want to have any part of, which is fine, but that's what you're up against in the portal. And so the guys that are left over after the big time guys have made their deals, I mean, how many of them in there actually are going to come in and be better than what he currently has on the roster?
And player development's been a pillar of this for 16 years.
Absolutely. Now, if there's somebody that they're convinced can come in and upgrade them better than what they have, they've done so much vetting and researching of that player, because what he will not do, he will not jeopardize the locker room and he will not jeopardize the core values of what he feels are important to this program.
Yeah.
So you can't bring in a problem, right, no matter how good the player is, because now you're inviting trouble.
In essence, you see this from every level with the work you do as a recruiting analyst for ESPN and all that. You know how this process works. And look, he's one of the longest tenured coaches in FBS. We all understand that.
Yep.
Here's Vezina cutting one loose, looking for Turner. Oh my goodness! What a terrific catch by Cole Turner. It'll be first and goal, Clemson. We need to see a couple more looks at this.
Well, first of all, it's a really nice throw up into the outside, dropping it in. And Cole Turner going up and elevating to attack the football at its highest point allows him to avoid the contested defenders both at the corner and the safety spot.
And we've got a Mountaineer down. Jordan Favors has gone down inside the 5, about the 3. And I'm not sure if Favors is cramping here. I think that may be the case. One more look at the Turner catch.
Go up and get it, kid.
Wow.
Isn't it interesting that when TJ Moore and Bryant Wesco start to play really good, that Adam Randall, Cole Turner, and Troy Stellato all of a sudden start playing a lot better?
Yep.
You know, they want to play too, but the bottom line is this is a results-oriented business. It's a results-oriented sport. You're either going to perform or you're going to stand on the sideline next to the coach. So not lighting a fire under these guys' feet.
Favors comes off the field for the Mountaineers, and here's Vezina with Keith Adams Jr. in sidecar right position. First and goal, right around the 11. Vezina shoots it toward the end zone. It's low, as that was Randall cutting in from the far side. Tom, I want to wrap up this portal situation with Dabo as it relates to the moving target in college football.
Yeah.
2 windows for the portal. One right after the fall semester, prior to the bowls in that area, and then another one in the spring.
And with a proposal to go to 1.
Right.
Which needs to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, these coaching staffs, everybody across the board, they need to know who's going to be on their football team.
Right.
And they need to be able to know that, you know, at least 8 months prior to the start of the next season, so you can know what the pieces are you're working with.
Adams got tripped up. Terrific play defensively. That's Brendan Harrington, the linebacker, who makes the play on Keith Adams Jr. And Harrington is a story unto himself tonight in his 41st career game for the Mountaineers.
That's a really good open field tackle. Guys still playing hard for App State. You love to see it.
Yep.
It's the culture of the program, foundational pillars of the program.
Harrington had seen his season end last year in the second game of the season against North Carolina, the year before in the first game. He's only played 3 games in the last 2 years. And that ball is caught. That's Noble Johnson, the third of the freshmen we thought we might see tonight. They measure the progress to the 5-yard line. It'll be 4th down and goal, I believe. And Cade Klubnik standing. Is that Taj Boyd next to him?
Yes, it is. Matt Luke to his left, the offensive line coach.
Taj Boyd, one of those guys from the 757.
Yeah. Originally committed to West Virginia before flipping to Clemson, and largely credited with starting this all.
Yes, he did.
He started this run of Clemson becoming who they are today.
4th and goal, and the Tigers have got the offense on the field.
I love it. Unless you've got something you need to see with one of your specialists, keep your offense out there.
Vizina. And he'll keep it for the score. Christopher Vizina. And a Tiger touchdown. Nice drive by the young redshirt freshman, Lukes.
He has looked poised. He's made good decisions. Some words of encouragement from Dabo Sweeney, and you know Cade Klubnik and Taj Boyd are loving it. It's fun to play well. It's fun to win. This is supposed to be a fun game. It's a hard game, but winning is fun, and winning's hard to do.
63-20. Clemson with just better than 3 to go in the ball game. I gotta tell you now, old Taj Boyd, great guy, and look at the numbers here now. 32-8 was Taj Boyd.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson won 32 games. Boy, Kelly Bryant's been lost in the flurry a little bit. He won 16 of 18 starts.
Yep.
Then there was the former Fighting Purple Hurricane from Cartersville. He came rolling in here. Trevor Lawrence won 34 games, a national title. DJ Uiagalelei won 22 of 28 starts. And coming into tonight, Cade Klubnik was 10-5 in his career. Klubnik's now tied Taj Boyd with 5 touchdown passes for Clemson and a half. Now, we told you earlier that you go back to 2012. There's a Taj Boyd game against NC State. Here's Kanye Roberts on the kick return. He'll be stopped shy of the 20. The ball popped out. Tigers say they have it. And Clemson does have it.
Ruling on the field.
Patrick
is that the
Swigert,
runner was down.
a defensive tackle, has come away with a rock.
First down, Appalachian
And is
State.
running down there to where the Tigers doing the push-ups. By the way, Luke does not approve of the push-ups.
I don't approve of the push-ups, but I'm fairly certain he's not a defensive tackle as well.
Yeah.
And you know we are deep into this football game of depth and reserves when we got guys without a name on the back of their jersey.
So we hope it's Patrick Swigert is what you're telling me.
No, I can tell you by the body type, it's not.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
So now there's no touchdown. The crowd is seeing a ball out on the video board, and they think that's a fumble. And now Dabo Sweeney, has a timeout been called by Clemson? Sure has. Now here is the 16th year head coach of the Tigers with 170 wins, Luke's, who wants to talk to Stuart Mullins.
Called timeout
because
to challenge the ruling on the field that the runner was down.
So Clemson is challenging the play with 3 minutes to go in the third. And Tom, in some ways, this is the coach matching his team's playing personality that he learned last week.
No question about it. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be close.
You think?
Well, was his right hip. I know it. Look at him.
So no turnover.
It's the right hip of Kanye Roberts. See if 14's right hip is down before that ball comes out. Tough to tell on that angle. The previous angle might have been a better look. And the other thing, you don't have an argument from Kanye Roberts either.
All right. We're tying up. We go to the Apple iPad on the sideline here. If that is in fact Mr. Swigert, we're being told we got to get confirmation on that. And now we got 2 looks, 2 angles, Tom.
Yep.
Ball's out. You tell me, Coach. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't know if there's anything indisputable to overturn it.
Okay. We're changing jerseys. Okay, now we know who it is.
After further review,
it's Peter
the
Nern.
runner fumbled the ball prior
There you
to
go.
being down.
So there we go.
Clemson recovered at the 20-yard line. First down. Clemson is not charged with a timeout.
Peter Nern is the young man that came up with it. He was wearing Swigert's jersey, and thank goodness he went Diana Ross and changed.
Well, I knew he wasn't a defensive tackle, that's for sure.
Yep.
What do you think the reasoning is?
Huh?
What do you think the reasoning is?
Because there's
Did they have
another
both of them on
38
the field at the same time?
Yeah.
They had another 38?
Yeah, that rule still applies in Major League College football. You can have double numbers, but they can't be on the field at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
But hold on. Yeah.
And what position is Peter?
The kicker.
He's a kicker.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So here's Vizina plus territory at the 20. Oh, going to loop for the end zone, and that is Josh Sapp. I knew I'd do it before too long. So remember the rule in college football, you can have duplicate numbers. They can't be on the field at the same time. So another 38 must have been on the field in another role. And Peter's been told that, hey, you're going to have to take your jersey off if you want your moment. And there we go.
There you go. The name has been revealed.
I love it. We had Sheamus last Saturday night in Atlanta. We got more guys promoting wrestling style here. Another exchange problem. Vizina falls on the ball back at the 23 with 3 minutes to go in this third period. Keith Adams Jr. is in the game. My son Kelly has come in. Robert Gunn is also the other 38 that was out there. That's why.
Yep. On the kickoff cover.
Yep. Hat tip to our friend Ross Taylor for that
Clemson,
information.
Their first of the half. 30-second
timeout's
timeout.
been taken here with 2:38 to go in the third. I got news for you, Coach Luganville.
Sir?
We have gone final in Winston-Salem. And we're going to roll the Saturday night primetime scoreboard at you. There's the early action.
I told you.
Virginia wins in Winston-Salem 31-30. Boy, Tennessee has widened the gap on NC State in the fourth at Charlotte.
Yep.
Louisville's gone to 2-0. Pitt's gone to 2-0. What a fourth quarter by Narduzzi's Panthers, huh?
You talk about hanging in there and just playing the next play.
Right?
Yep.
Syracuse, Georgia Tech, Kyle McCord, Tom Luganville. Kyle McCord was one of the best quarterbacks in the country today.
Yeah, he was throwing lasers today. And how about Desmond Reed for Pittsburgh, one of the best portal acquisitions.
Here's Vizina escaping the pocket out of the timeout, and he'll be tackled from behind. That's Sullivan, the linebacker, tripping him up around the 19. Volunteers, by the way, have just added another score. We will be in Charlottesville next Saturday night. Tony Elliott 2-0 against Maryland coming to town. And we're going to get some field goal opportunities here. Hoosier is coming out. Nolan is from Huff High School, right up here in Lugs' neighborhood, other side of town.
Yep, North Charlotte.
Yep. 36-yard try. He hit last week from 26. And this one hit the crossbar, or hit the upright on the left and caromed in. Hey, man, bouncing your way tonight. 66-20 with 1:51 to go in the third. Second career field goal for young Hoosier. And the head man wanted to have a quick word about the doink off the upright, I think.
Any which way you can. Yep, look at the push-ups, see?
Now those are real ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the bend of the elbow?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
381 is the updated push-up number, by the way.
Now it's the Tigers' turn.
Mikel Haywood deep, and he'll watch that hit. Appalachian will start from his 25. By the way, next Saturday night, we're going to get Virginia 2-0 and Maryland at 1-1. Michigan State beat the Terps at College Park today, Tom, with a 37-yard field goal at the horn.
Wow, Jonathan Smith, new head coach of Michigan State.
That's right.
Nail biter.
And by the way, the Spartans are going to Boston College in a couple weeks.
That's right.
By the way, Eagles 2-0. How about that crowd? You surprised Monday night like everybody else was?
I wasn't shocked off of what we saw in week 0.
Sure.
And having seen Tommy Castellanos a few times, he's a handful.
Here's Aguilar working to the right side, and Sammy Brown going to pull him down. Gain of almost 5 for Joey.
Look at the poor Tiger. He can't. I mean,
it's got to be done, right? Yeah, I'm baked. That's it. Just check it. Yeah, just dump him off the tray. Yeah. Hey, look, man, you've done plenty.
Just go put a couple ice bags on the chest. Wrap some ice bags on the tries.
Well, what are we doing there, huh?
My goodness.
Look at all the emotional support he's receiving.
Yeah, he's about to pass out.
Yep. Here's the throw. Aguilar. Jackson can't reach back for it.
Poor feller.
Oh, now you're going to be the emotional help for the. Look at the Tiger. Look at him. I'm done.
And she's laughing at him. Look at the smirk on her face.
I think that's the Tiger Cub. That's the half.
Oh, okay.
That's the half. I don't think.
I thought that was the wife.
Tiger. Yeah.
Well, that is, yeah. That's the half.
The smirk, by the way, Tom, I think is permanent. Just check it. Hey, we better be careful. We'll end up with SVP on some sort of segment if we're not careful here the rest of the night. Aguilar, another shot looking for Jackson again. Boy, is that Mekhi Jackson? No. It's Christian Horn, 13, not 15. Terrific catch for 21 yards.
Terrific catch, terrific throw as well.
Well, Aguilar now starting to show you a little bit of what's in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Terrific football player. And Frank Ponce, and they've done just a marvelous job. His development, Luke, you know this, over the last year and change has been really, really good. Well, they got some good quarterbacks in that league, too.
Well, and everything about this football program and their goals and aspirations are all laid out right in front of them. Regardless of the result of this game, they're still one of the better group of 5 programs, I think, in the discussion for the college football playoff. You've got Memphis, of course. You've got Boise looking pretty good. You know, Fresno State went up to Michigan, played the Wolverines pretty tough a week ago. So there's going to be a handful of programs out there, and App State will be one of them.
By the way, Boise's at Eugene tonight.
Yeah, they better watch out after the Vandals vandalized them.
All right, we go to break. 66-20. We're going to have to dive a little bit into the record books in quarter 4. It's been a long time since the Tigers.
Only in the first half, but what now he has to focus on is not regressing.
Yeah.
Stack good performances on top of good performances, so you develop some game in and game out consistency that this team can rely upon.
Yep. You saw the graphic a moment ago. He's the first guy in the last 25 years, Tom. 5 or more touchdowns, 90% or better completions.
Yeah. Whew. What a night.
Me and Taj Boyd can have a comment. They're about the only 2 quarterbacks in this school's history to do something like this. This is Jackson, who just caught the pass a moment ago. Now gets about 13 on the on the reverse. And post scrimmage, we got Jack Hollifield mixing it up with one of the Tigers. There's Makai Jackson, transfer from St. Francis of PA. .46 lead. It's been an impressive display tonight by the Tigers. In the flat, Haywood turns the corner, close to a first down inside the 15. Right at about 11 yards. I think they're going to give it to him here. Is that going to be enough? It is for the first. Yep.
Sammy Brown, the freshman in pursuit there, number 47. Getting a ton of turns tonight. Kind of easing into the position. Said earlier in the broadcast he was a tight end, a tailback, a fullback,
really,
a linebacker. He played everywhere at the high school level. Kind of a jack of all trades on both sides of the ball. And so now just settling in to become a full-time linebacker. And when it starts to really hit for him, he's going to be a good one.
Here's Aguilar shooting it to the right side. Jackson another catch. He'll step out of bounds right around the 11. Pickup of about 3. Shoved out of bounds. Griffin and Hannafin both there.
Say one thing, App State doesn't lay down.
No. And Sean Clark, this is exactly why he's got the program he's got.
As we mentioned, a tough September for them. East Carolina, South Alabama, and then Liberty.
Or Caden Salter and the Flames or something, aren't they?
Yeah, that offense is difficult to defend.
Yep, Jamie Chadwell does a terrific job. There's a throw to the end zone and cannot be collected by Robinson.
It's close. Close.
Tigers had some really good pressure in there. It was Austin Randall in coverage here, 35. Yep.
Not bad. In phase. That ball would have had to have been just slightly to the outside for Robinson to make that catch on the back shoulder throw.
Downfield, number 87, offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So ineligible, cost the Mountaineers 5. Joey Aguilar, rugged start, has gone over 200 yards now on 17 completions. And the Mountaineers, one of the rare times, huddling up here. A couple minutes and change gone. Boy, Clemson's got to take this and go to a bye, Luke's.
Yeah.
Off week before NC State 2 weeks from today. Trying to go inside there. That ball got knocked away and a flag has been thrown.
That's a good call. You got Fagan's got the left arm.
Tavoy Fagan.
Yep. He's got the left arm on the back hip of Makai Jackson. It's a
Pass
good call.
interference, number 6, defense.
Freshman
automatic.
from Tampa.
First down.
We're talking about a lot of young guys playing here in the second half now. So another look at the penalty.
Watch his left arm. And then he brings it around with his right hand as well. It's a good call by the back judge.
I think Dabo's in a good spot to get career win 171 tonight.
I bet he wishes he didn't have a bye next week, though.
I bet you're right, too. Here's Robinson stringing this out. Oh, no, he flipped it toward the end zone. It's intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a play by Ricardo Jones.
Going on the field is an interception. First down, Clemson. Timeout.
I'm not sure this is how this was drawn up by Sean Clark. But look what Ricardo Jones found.
Well, that's not how the end result's designed, I can tell you that. Nonetheless, another freshman comes through for the Tigers.
Wow. What on earth is Caden Robinson doing?
I don't know.
He threw a jump hook up there.
He did. Jeez.
That is so bad, isn't it?
Yep, and only 3 minutes went off the clock.
Hey, Ben, what do you want to do here? Clemson's going to have the ball at the 1. Brutal. Just brutal. Second turnover of the night, by the way.
They'll probably throw a go route.
They're gonna run the ball as far as they can. I hope they got 600. All right, what do we got in the bank here? We want to do. God, I can't believe Virginia beat Wake. Dave Clawson gonna be fitted for a gas can. Man. We're early in the fourth quarter tonight at Clemson. Tigers 66, Appalachian State 20. Dana, I gotta believe it's a decent sideline for Dabo Swinney right
now. Clemson, he's a happy man down here, throwing out fist bumps to all of his players, specifically pulled aside Ricardo Jones and tell him what a good job he's done. He's really happy with the young players out here.
All right, that's Tom. Talk about small building blocks tonight. There's Haynes, by the way, carrying the ball for about 3 yards on first down. Haynes, a freshman. Ricardo Jones, who just had the interception at the 1, a freshman. If you're going to have a night like this, you better get some of these guys in there and get them meaningful snaps, right?
You don't know when you're going to actually have to play them for real and play them against in a big moment.
Yep.
At some point late in the season.
Look out. Jay Haynes to the 20 and a first down. McCantos the stop. Haynes, a year ago, played in 3 games, 14 snaps. He had 4 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown against Charleston Southern. But remember, I said he only played in 3 games.
Right.
And that's what you were talking about in the first half.
Yep.
So technically he's a redshirt freshman, Roanoke, Alabama. And here he goes again. Out across the 35 to the 37. And it's interesting we've reached this game to this kind of point here, because I want to go back to the portal conversation. When you got somebody like this, who you're developing, and let's say, okay, some people are in the market for a running back. Well, you've got a little bit of depth. You're trying to find depth behind Phil Mafah, who's a grad student and last year here. Keith Adams Jr. is a sophomore. Jay Haynes is a redshirt freshman. And you've got some players behind him now that are in your development phase as well. And the Tigers. Izume is the running back here who turns the corner for the Tigers.
Again, another freshman.
Yep.
Good looking back in his own right. You know, there's certain positions that translate easier, meaning there's less of a learning curve when you go from the high school to the collegiate level. And with running back, it's generally about 2 things. Can you protect the football, as in do not fumble, and can you understand pass protection? The running game part of it's the easy part of it.
Yeah. Second carry here. And this is where the discussion point, we showed you the graphic earlier, only the service academies didn't take transfer portal kids. And here's kind of the graphic on this. Yeah, I love the dark sunglasses in the graphic, by the way. And 235 is the number in the ACC.
Right.
But as we said earlier, and I think this is the point that's gotten lost in some of this discussion, Tom. It's about the bigger picture for him, and it always has been.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that there's not going to be players that potentially could be available in the portal that could help them that he would have interest in. But by and large, it's not going to be something he's just going to go do and not have you know, thoroughly researched the guy or had a previous relationship with that player through recruitment out of high school, whatever it may be, because he doesn't want to disrupt some of the other things that they've got going on in this program that have been long-standing pillars.
Yep. And it was an interesting discussion this week, not just with Clemson. It was an interesting discussion with Sean Clark and Appalachian's use of the portal. Here's Vizina. This is a third down play. He'll shoot it Azume across the other side. And Dana, I thought Sean Clark's conversation about the portal, and in particular a player like Virginia Tech center Jack Hollifield, was pretty well stated too. Jack Hollifield was not playing at Virginia Tech, and he's got a chance at Appalachian to do that.
Yeah, I agree, Russ. I think it's a juxtaposition of the portal, and it's different for different teams. And Sean Clark said, we welcome transfers, and they have a little bit of a different approach as well. They need to know somebody at that school, just like Davos. We need to feel comfortable with that. But Jack Hollifield wasn't playing at Tech, and he just needed someone to spend time with him and develop him and see how he's grown here at App State.
Vizina from the pocket now steps up. He'll be taken down right at the line. Tigers are going to miss by 6 yards this fourth down conversion, and it'll get us to a timeout. Kahari Haynes made the play from the linebacking spot. So the Tigers turn it over on downs. Back to Clemson in a moment. App's going to get the ball. We mentioned Jack Hollifield from Virginia Tech, Dana. It's a legacy story when it comes to football with the Hollifields.
Players in the Hollifield family, and it's all built on hard work and determination. They take pride in their blue-collar approach to life and football. Grandpa played college football at Western Carolina. Dad played ball at Wake. Uncles Ryan and Andy Hollifield played at App State with Sean Clark, so it's most certainly a family affair. And Sean Clark echoing the sentiment this week, telling us we'll take all the Jack Hollifield we can get. He's built of the right stuff.
Yeah, Sean Clark called him a pipe fitter. That's a great nickname. That's my man. Now, those of you that have followed the ACC, you know about Dax. And my man has made it up here tonight. That's Amani Marshall for a couple of yards on first down. And the reason Dax had to hustle to get here is because he's got work, okay? And his work, Tom?
Look at him.
Yes, sir. Here it is. We're on the crew with Hendrick Motorsports. That's
so
Dax
cool.
on the other side now with the jack. Here he goes again. One pump, you bet. I'll handle the wheel. Shove it in there for you. The gas guy does his job. Here's Caden Robinson. He gets shoved out at the 45. Danny, you had a chance to talk to the former Hokie linebacker?
I did, and he was so proud of his little brother, Jack. But it was interesting. He told me there's a pretty big pipeline of NFL and former college players who go and work on pit crews of NASCAR. It's that quick twitch muscles. You got to think on your feet. It's very similar to sports. He said, my training as an athlete at Virginia Tech really prepared me for this pit crew. It was a little stressful. I was like, you got to stop telling me all these details. But he's actually driving back after the game, back to Atlanta for the race tomorrow. So real dedication to watch his brother play. There was no question he wasn't going to be in attendance tonight.
Tell you what, they came from a great high school program too, Tom, at Shelby.
Yep.
There's a throw and broken up middle of the field. So 4th down coming for the Mountaineers on a ball for Robinson. Well, Dax Hollifield tackled the entire stadium if you let him.
Did you see him hustling there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and by the way, at the end of the video, he hops back up on the wall and starts clapping to get everybody fired up. Fist bumps around the whole bit. Jack's the same way.
He's a high motor guy.
Yeah.
No doubt. You know, I want to go back to the transfer portal for the Group of 5 programs for a moment, because they see both sides of the coin. Number one, if you're a coach who's identified somebody in recruiting, you've done a great job of developing him, and he becomes a great player.
Yep.
You're going to potentially lose that guy as he's going to move up, right? But you also have access to so many good players at the Power 5 level that would not have considered you coming out of high school, that now look at you as a viable option to help supplement your roster.
Yeah, tonight's offensive line for Appalachian had transfers from Georgia, Virginia Tech, NC State, Florida State in the starting lineup.
There you go.
Break at Tiger Town. Back in a moment. Love it. Well, we told you we're going to be in Charlottesville next Saturday night for Virginia and Maryland. And look at Anthony Calandria and the Wahoos and the comeback tonight in the Twin Cities. Touchdown strike to Harris. There's another throw to the goal line. That completes a 4th down play, Luke's. And then hands in the air for Grady Brosterhouse tonight. The former Weddington Warrior, Luke's friend for years, friend for tears for you. And there is Ezeumame on the carry for the Tigers. Trent Pearman, by the way, has come in at quarterback now for the Tigers. 2-0 for Tony Elliott, with Loxley and the Terps calling next Saturday night on ACC Network in prime time.
Yeah, the Terps dropping one to Michigan State tonight. And I loved how Dave Clawson, the head coach at Wake Forest, described this Virginia program, kind of looking back at his team in 2014 and 2015 and how the program has been built and developed.
We'll get a look up at the close-up look at the Cavaliers next Saturday night. And again, a unique set of circumstances after the tragedy in Charlottesville. Well, I think we can mark Clemson. You want to get the telestrator out? We'll mark Clemson up at 1-1 tonight, Luke's.
Yep.
With NC State after the bye week, and then the Stanford Cardinal are here, and then back-to-backs at Florida State and Wake Forest. It is still in front of them for Dabo Swinney.
Everything is.
Yep, everything.
And you know what? It is for App State too.
Yeah.
Sun Belt Conference Championship.
Uh-oh, here's a Swinney. Clay makes the catch. Upfield he goes. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 on the play. And you mentioned the Mountaineers. Here's a look at their slate. You'll see that East Carolina game from Dowdy-Ficklin next Saturday on ESPNU, and then South Alabama 5 days later.
Yep.
Little Sun Belt midweek. Thursday night for the Jaguars, and the Mountaineers at one of the great spots for college football. Kid Brewer Stadium in Boone.
That's a tough road schedule for App State.
Yeah, it is. And Ezeumame.
Oh, we got a quarterback keep.
Oh, was that a keep by Pearman? Okay. Trent Pearman had a big spring game here. And, of course, he is the son of a longtime Clemson assistant, now still on staff, Danny Pearman, who, Tom, as you know, is an assistant coach in the ACC in several places. Yep. And there's a look at Trent. Took a couple snaps a year ago when we were here in our primetime coverage of Florida Atlantic. Probably helps that the high school here has won a couple state titles too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
About 10 minutes away from where we are. Here's Pearman making a long throw, and that was a heck of an effort by, was that Swinney on the, nope. It was Bird, the intended receiver. So the freshman Bird was the intended receiver. Chase, a freshman from Greenville. Tell you what, even with 4.5 to go, Trent, got to keep your wits.
That's it. Keep your head on a swivel, young man. Get the ball out.
45 was coming in there at 290 with bad intentions. So they turn it over on downs, and here's a former Clemson Tiger going to quarterback the Mountaineers. Tom?
Billy Wiles.
Here's Billy Wiles, who originally was at Clemson, went to Southern Miss, a campaign in Hattiesburg, and now is in Boone with 2 years of eligibility to go. Amani Marshall, the carry for the Mountaineers. A year ago in Hattiesburg, 10 starts for Wiles. Completed 54% of his passes, 1,900 yards, 11 scores, and against Appalachian, this is kind of what can happen. You see a kid on another team? Well, Billy Wiles went 23 of 41 for 287 and a score at Kid Brewer.
There you go.
And all of a sudden, he's the backup to Joey Aguilar. And Marshall, a hard run on 2nd down. Gets him near the 1st down mark with under 4 to go. So Billy Wiles, who's from Northern Virginia, played 1 game in 2021 for the Clemson Tigers. You ready?
Ready.
Played against UConn. Okay?
Okay.
Billy Wiles threw a 25-yard touchdown pass that day. It's the only touchdown pass he threw as a Clemson Tiger. Here's 3rd and short, by the way. Give is to Marshall. He's got the 1st down.
Against UConn.
He threw it against UConn. But the kid that caught the touchdown, it was his first career touchdown.
At Clemson.
And he started the game tonight.
What year?
I'm not telling you what year. This is a question. I'm trying to see your vast knowledge of football. He is still on the roster. He started the game for Clemson tonight.
Phil Mafah.
Good guess, but wrong.
Okay. Well, I know the freshmen seem to. Oh,
that ball, is that loose? It's a big hit, and it is a turnover. Wow, what a play!
Wow.
Holy smokes, what a play! The Tigers.
It's an interception. First down, Clemson.
Levi Matthews makes a huge hit here. We'll get another look at this. Aguilar.
Look at that. What a play.
He caught it on the deflection. It was for fouls. The wide receiver from Louisville, he juggles it, and Levi Matthews caught it with one hand and collected it.
And that right there is why you run to the football, and good things will happen. Because if you're not turning and hustling and covering down when that ball is thrown out there, you're not in the position to make that play.
So with 2:43 to go, Pierman back. No, now Paul Tyson is going to take a snap. Tyson, who is the fourth quarterback we've seen tonight for the Tigers. You want to know the answer?
I do want to know the answer.
Yep, because we may not see Billy Wiles.
Is it Briningstool?
It is Jake Briningstool.
There you go.
How about that? And by the way, the interesting part about that was UConn had just named Jim Moore the head coach that week.
Yeah.
On Tuesday of the game that was that Saturday, and Jim Moore came in the booth with Roddy Jones and I
there you go.
That afternoon. So Jake Briningstool's first career touchdown pass was thrown to him by Billy Wiles.
The Billy Wiles.
The Billy Wiles that we
right.
just saw for Appalachian.
That's
right.
it.
We've also seen the Levi Matthews make an unbelievable play here tonight with 2:05 to play.
I'm telling you, Clemson is just.
This is the 2 minute.
They just got a little
timeout.
garden of defensive linemen that just keep popping up. I mean, Levi Matthews isn't even on our 4 deep, and he's 6'5", 240 pounds, and he's a true sophomore.
As a friend of mine used to say, they all come highly recommended. We'll come back after this.
Yeah.
Well, Luke's, they're all going to go home happy tonight.
Yes, they are. And to be honest with you, I don't know when they're heading home.
Clemson, by the way, is on the verge of their 21st straight home night win. Jay Haynes the carry. And they are moving to 36-2 in home openers since 1987. Tom.
1987.
Yes,
wow.
Sir. They lost in 2003 to Georgia here. And they lost in 1999 to Marshall in a home opener. 13-10.
That would have been a Byron Leftwich-led Marshall team, I believe.
Question mark. Inside give. Tristan Rigby.
Who was the head coach here in '87? Would it have been Ken Hatfield?
87 would have been Ken Hatfield.
Yep.
99 would have been Tommy Bowden.
There you go.
Brad West was, Tommy West rather, was let go at the end of the '98 season.
And who was the coach at Marshall in '99?
'99 would have been Bob Pruitt, I think, right?
You're not the only one in this game.
When were you in Hurdtown?
Grad school, '97, '98.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Bob Pruitt, right?
Yep, sure was.
Yep.
Chad Pennington and that whole crew.
A pretty good team.
Yep.
Ball punted away here. Fair catch called and asked for at the 14-yard line by Robinson. Quick reminder to you, yes, you've been with us this long, you might as well stay for more. Because I'm telling you, the ACC huddle team is standing by. Complete wrap-up of the full day in the Atlantic Coast Conference awaits Taylor Tannenbaum, Mark Richt, Eddie Royal, Eric McLean. They are standing by. They will chronicle all of the action today. Interviews, highlights, analysis, and more. They were reportedly we're going to start at 11 Eastern, maybe about 11:45.
Did they not pay the light bill?
No, I got to get the lights turned on, EMAC. What are we doing? Eddie, EJ, how we doing down there? Coach is in there. He's ready.
Coach's going to light a candle.
Yeah, Coach will keep everybody going.
Taylor's going to hold up a lighter.
Stay tuned for the beak at the end. You know the beak.
Yep.
Mark's always got the beak at the end. Calhoun the carry for Appalachian. Jalen Calhoun from Lakeland, Georgia. There we go. EMAC's in the middle.
How can you tell?
By the way, they've done a terrific job. They're going to meet at DePaul.
There they are.
Here tonight at Memorial Stadium. Now. Get ready. Flip the lights on.
Start paying your bills. You'll do it in the dark.
Clemson has won all 6 meetings with Appalachian. And tonight, Dabo Sweeney's team scored early and often. 66-20.